Hello. Dear Lord. So we are a dying breed. Welcome everybody. Um, this is just crazy. Let me just make sure y'all can still looking stuff up. It's crazy. Hold on. Okay. I'm just gonna not use the. This was a last minute thing, so I don't have my mic and stuff. If you guys can you hear me at least, decent. All right. Let me know. I'm just gonna see if we can do it like this. Uh, so silent. Is it? Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you guys can hear me now. I put the information for the members. Um, Yes. Okay. All right. Welcome, Miss Thelma. How you doing, member Thelma? Nice to see you. Yeah. I, this is still a work in progress. I had the mic up, but I couldn't charge it. It's just a bunch of stuff. But we're here. So like, comment, subscribe. That's the membership. If you're interested in joining the membership for a small cup of coffee, you get exclusive content. There's so much going on. I remember in my last live, I said, hey, see you guys next week, when we wrap up this week's hip hop news and everything that these people got into. These people be doing so much. And, when I started the live, I just said, we're a dying breed. I think I could count on one hand the content creators that are not iffy Annie, that stand on business, whether you call it being biased or whatever. But we're going to discuss a lot today. A lot of topics well, we have these two interviews, but there's so many things to discuss about it. There's so much unfolding that needs to be done and peeling back layers. So Jay Z and J Cole, the J's are out, and they're doing the most in these um, interviews. I literally have like notes. This is like, they're taking me straight to school because there's so many thoughts and so much. So we're gonna start. The J Cole interview just happened just now, a few hours ago. So we're just concentrating on those two. I'm just doing these live reactions for those two. So we're gonna start with the J Cole interview. Um, just hanging in there. Thank you so much for that information, Miss Thelma. We're still here with you, you know, rooting you on and wishing you the best. Thank you, members. Edward, how you doing? See you enjoying the content. I appreciate that. Um, So let's just begin, because we don't want to be here 10 years and there's just so much. Um, okay, so let's see what we have. Easy praised Kendrick Lamar and selected him for the Super Bowl. Yeah, he did, but you select somebody that's piping hot in the middle of a battle, and then you just like, I don't know about battles, dude. You knew who you selected, and it was right off the battle. So, but anyways, I digress. So J. Cole decided to pop up and do something. So the snippets that I put begin with J. Cole. I'm gonna say pretending to. How you doing, Bridget? Pretending to like just show up impromptu. I know these dudes talk, and Cameron is as soft as a freaking vanilla ice cream left in the sun in the middle of July. Like, I don't know who's softer. They should just go on a tour, Mr. Softy tour, and just sell melted ice cream. I don't know. I'm just bouncing ideas off the dome because I just don't like iffy anty people. I'm allergic to people that just be like, but yeah, but all these crybabies. It's like, yo, stand for what you believe, and that goes to show you that those are low vibrating people, people that have not done shadow work. They don't know who they are. Shadow work means like get to know yourself, get to know who you are, what your triggers are. Spend time with yourself, figuring out what you want. The biggest challenge is gonna be not a 1v20 or whatever. Like Kendrick said, the biggest battle is yourself, is your long life battle with yourself. Once you know who you are, what you stand for, you have to have morals and a backbone. You have to know what you like, what you don't like. If you like this and then you don't like it, and you don't even know who you are. So, but anyway, so J. Cole walks in like he just interrupted. It's so rehearsed to me. And this whole thing is in my opinion, IMO, this whole thing. I'm biased. Okay, sure, fantastic. I'll wear it. I don't care. So, like I said, we're a dying breed from the few content creators that stand on business and they're like calling things for what I think they are. Everybody else is in happy oblivion and just like being oblivious. So he comes in like, I gave that a 3.3 out of 10 for, that did not win the Oscar and pretends to me. I know that's rehearsed, but okay, great. You created a buzz. Somebody had an idea. Somebody was like, you know what we're gonna do, and it's gonna go crazy. Yes, it's gonna go crazy because we're all looking at it, and that was like 7 minute NyQuil, not 7 minute drill. That interview was just a snooze fest. I took all the notes so you don't have to, because I don't want to see anybody go through that torture. But if guys are interested in it, if you think like we think in our community, and again, I have a lot of views and not there's a lot of opinions but no power to carry it. There's a lot of people watch, but they like stuff, but some people are not subscribed. I respect it. I like people that know what they want. We don't want a bunch of other J. Coles. Like what we're doing, you like minded, you think like us, join the tribe. It's slowly growing. Thank you for 11K. So once they come in, they start the interview. There was so many triggers for me in this interview because I was just like, stop the freaking cap. That should be, we should go on that on a tour. Stop the cap tour. J. Cole just apologized to Kendrick Lamar 7 minute drill. Like, he was lost on 7 minute drill, and he explained what that was. He just talks out of both sides of his mouth constantly. He is the I thought you was conflicted. I remember you was conflicted. He is the poster child. That whole phrase, if it goes in the dictionary, J. Cole's number one. Because I almost respect somebody that's like, I don't like this, I don't like this, and you stand on that. You just like, okay, you don't like it Tuesday, you don't like it Wednesday, you don't like it this dude. It's like from 1 minute to the next, he doesn't know what he likes, what he doesn't. Hope everybody's having a great night. Thank you so much. So then they start talking, and J. Cole immediately starts. Well, Cameron asked him, let's get the elephant out of the room or whatever, and talks about the lawsuit. I was rooting for Cameron, and I have no respect for him in a way. Like I don't, because it's like nobody's asking. Okay, his interview questions was a little tiny better than Nadeska, because y'all already know how I feel. Nadeska is a wet blanket with a personality of a rock. There's nothing innovative about her. Everything is just like blah blah. She's just so compliant with everything, docile. Like, oh yeah, you want me to ask you? Okay, fluffy. I don't care what the people want. They're not listening. They don't got their ear to the streets. They don't got their ear to hip hop. They don't know. There's millions of people asking questions that J. Cole keeps folding on, and and he did. He answered a tad bit more on Cameron, but it is what it is. The only reason Bridget said the only reason I can't subscribe is that my says people. So, eh. um, right. Okay. So Cameron begins. Um, and he starts. Cameron asks him. About the lawsuit. J. Cole goes on the longest rant. He is a run-on sentence. He goes on the longest rant of life. When I tell you this was like over-explaining, mansplaining, every-splaining, he goes on the longest rant. He's like, what had happened was you hit me up. Let me tell you what the saddest thing is. The saddest thing is that J. Cole asked Cameron to do Ready 24, like a little feature on that song. Might delete later. Um, on Might Delete Later. This man did it in 48 hours. Then Cameron says, hey, I saw that you were inspecting the song when I did it, and you were looking over it to make sure it was tight and everything, and you were looking at it with a weird face. I've never seen, like, this is a bunch of dummies. And there's no respectfully after. There's no respectfully after. And he was like, okay, so you were inspecting it. And then J. Cole was like, oh yeah, because I thought it was so fire and I couldn't believe that you did it so quick. After that, J. Cole goes on a explaining tour for I think it almost lasted like 7 years, saying, okay, you called me like 3 months later, and I didn't have a month later, and then I had to get it right with my lawyers. This is the first thing he said. And then they said that you wanted a bunch of money, and then they said that you cleared it up, you didn't want that, you wanted some reason. He just kept going. He said, and when you call me back after 6 months, I was working on Might Delete Later, and when you call me back at whatever, I was working on blah blah blah. So he just kept doing that, and and Cameron was just like just agreeing, like yeah, like, oh, everything you say. It's almost like he was hypnotized by his whack aura, just like agreeing to everything, so it was just crazy. I think Cameron was happy that he got the interview and was like, I don't it was just walking on eggshells. But that's the thing about when you stand on business. When you stand on business, you don't care. You are going to ask the hard-hitting questions and really get the elephant out of the room and discuss it. So then J. Cole said, I know it sounds like a lot of excuses, and the chat was going wild. Everybody was just like, oh, it's excuse after another. It was just like a rant. And then J. Cole said, I know that it was a couple of years. This man made Cameron wait over a year, almost 2 years, to either get an interview, to either get a feature. That's despicable. And Cameron felt so that he was giving him the runaround. And then J. Cole said, I know that you thought I was just giving you the runaround, and I understand why you had to do the lawsuit. Cameron was like, no, the biggest problem was that Cameron said it wasn't even going to get to that. I lost every ounce of respect for Cameron when he said it wasn't even get to that. For me, I would have been like, correct. Yes, I sue you because you have horrible communication. You're dismissive. Let me tell you some the ways that I described J. Cole in this interview. Because it was just so out of control. Like, he doesn't care. J. Cole does not care. He's extremely selfish. He wanted his interview questions. He wanted everything on time. and inspecting it, and had the nerve to look at it to make sure it was tight. And he was like, yeah, and approve it, and then make this man just go on a rampage, go all around the world trying to see if if he can get his reciprocate his stuff reciprocated. J. Cole is dismissive. He's irresponsible. He has horrible communication. He doesn't care. He plays innocent. He plays innocent, like, oh, and he says a bunch of words, and he's like, and he said, I meditated a bunch of times. He was like, I went to meditate. I was like, won't you meditate on better communication? Won't you meditate on standing on your word? Your word is your bond. Won't you meditate on if these are your homies and reciprocating actions? It's so selfish. Let me see what y'all say. J. Cole's wife was crying because he told her he planned to apologize. J. Cole's wife, the jokes go on and on. People were saying J. Cole's wife was apologizing because he's still there. The internet was going, had no chill, zero chill. At first, that interview online looked like it was just a J. Cole, fan, stand-up, whatever. And then it quickly became volatile with the truth. It just became crazy. J. Cole, yeah, Texas, he is the biggest gaslighter. If I had any respect, or if I had an ounce of respect for J. Cole in this interview, because it was so elongated, I realized you really get to see the body language. You get to see that he does not care. He doesn't care. He is very selfish. He will have you do this, and then he goes about. Let me tell you something. If we agree to something, I can't sleep knowing that I owe you something, that you're expecting something. I can't sleep knowing that that I owe you, and that someone gave me a feature, and I'm just gonna that means, let me tell you, when you don't respect somebody's time, you don't respect somebody's money. You don't care about that person, because time is money. All this time that Cameron wasted, and why I was disappointed was because Cameron literally was like, it's okay, it wasn't even gonna get to that. When that dude said that like 3 times, it wasn't gonna get to the lawsuit. I just wanted your attention. Hell no, mofo. Hell mother freaking no. It was gonna get all the way to the end of this lawsuit, because we tried 2 years to get in touch with you, to get reciprocation. I tried 2 years. Nah, I was gonna go all the way through after the interview, whatever. J. Cole, there's so many. Wait till you see all this stuff. Let's see what y'all saying. Too many excuses. It was just so many excuses. It wasn't even funny. Then J. Cole said, and then, no cap, J. Cole said, and I quote, because I wrote it down, just in case y'all don't believe me, I had to write it down and take notes. He said, it wasn't a priority for me. I would have flipped that table. I would have flipped that table, because basically he's saying, you are not important to me. I don't care. I've never seen such a selfish person, gaslighter, trying to. That's a sociopath. Somebody that could just do whatever, harm people, or just harm emotionally, and just go about their business. It's like a narcissist. A narcissist thinks they're always right. And the only reason that J. Cole did this interview is because the internet is on fire, and everybody held them accountable online, and the record sales might not be going as well as he wanted to. And people, I don't care that he sells, people know the truth. And he is not going to keep winning. And he just keeps lying after lying. He don't care about the Grammys. He don't care about this. It was just shocking when he said it wasn't a priority for me at the time. And Cameron was like, no, I feel you. How do you feel him? You played yourself with this lawsuit, because we had your back, and I don't even like Cameron like that. But we respect somebody that says, you know what? We try to communicate. Now we're gonna do it the hard way, because that's how knuckleheads learn. And J. Cole admitted, I understand. I see that me and you. He excused himself by saying, I see that me and you have a different style of recording. When I tell a dude I'm gonna do something, he knows, my peoples know that how I move. Okay, it took you 10 years to do an album, and I don't even know how Jay-Z waited that long. And Jay-Z was never in a feature in a song. We're going to talk about that too. You are delayed, like completely delayed. You want everybody to wait on your time when you're good and ready. You crazy out your mind. Dismissive procrastinator, not a man, does not stand on his word. Um, and he just moves at his own pace. He fabricates lies, fabricates excuses. He plays victim. He plays victim. And he thinks he can do it with his charm. Now, he can charm the hell out of all these people, but he can't charm people with discernment. He cannot. Cameron was complacent. Cameron was like okay with whatever happened. Going with this guy's excuses. He looked almost nervous. The interview had a nervous energy to it. Cole was talking like 100 miles a minute. The whole thing was just so weird energy. It was strange. And he said it was never gonna go anywhere. So J. Cole is the biggest liar. He is one of the biggest liars because um it's like a devil that convinces you I'm not the devil, I'm a good guy, or I'm fine, I'm not, I'm not bad. But then you see how they move. So it's like, listen, I listen to action. Everything else, like I said in my last live, is just noise. I listen to action, everything else is just noise. So then let's see, because the next part of this, it was just so much that went on. Okay, so where we go? Okay. He didn't. He okay. So he asked about what's next. Yeah, J. Cole. J. Cole said that Cameron taught him a lesson. He's like, oh, I've learned a lesson in communication and in whatever. I thank you so much. It's gaslighting. Now something strange, and I imagine now with that I want to talk about also Jid. Jid's album rollout was pathetic. If you do a side by side of Jid's album rollout feature versus Baby Keem, it's a shame. It's weird to me that Jay-Z does not feature on any of J. Cole's songs, and J. Cole is part of his label, you know. Jid does not have a J. Cole feature at all. They don't, you know. Baby Keem's first Grammy was because, he was promoted well, good songwriting. They put a great effort. Kendrick was on that feature for Family Ties. Kendrick was on that feature. The difference in rollouts, and that goes to show you, this is an example of how delayed and how this guy just moves like a turtle. Um, this is how Jid's rollout went wrong, which is, imagine if he couldn't give Jid a great thought out, there's nothing seems that thought out, or whoever he has working for him does not really advise him that well. Jid had, this is Baby Keem. Baby Keem had, Kendrick I think was wearing the casino gear on the tour, kind of announcing it. They were announcing it, and it's like, y'all think of it, whatever y'all think this is. I feel like Kendrick was announcing it. They roll out the red. They brought this boy out like a king. Like, they brought this boy out like Coming to America. They had album signings for Baby Keem. You saw him in different cities, even if some of them got canceled, because of weather. The listening online was thought out. It was like a concert online. It's like, oh, y'all like algorithms? We're gonna do this online. A creative party pop out, concert in New York City. A surprise for New York City people. A surprise, amazing collaboration with Adidas. In the highway. Features with Kendrick on 2 songs. Interviews. Converse. He has Converse, Adidas. So he has the support of a freaking team. I like one of my shorts, it's like talking about, I called it the Avengers of Baby King, which is all the people that support him. Jid didn't have, I don't really, the album listening was not like well promoted. He had a preview of some songs. It was like a mixtape or whatever, but it was just not advertised well. He had a little Dollar and a Dream little tour that got delayed. Um, it just was so mediocre. He had interviews with Elliot Wilson. Elliot Wilson can't be trusted. Um, it was just delayed, and there was no confirmation of when the album was coming out. I know it was during the beef, but it was just problematic, and I know he's mad. I know he's mad. So imagine that's how J. Cole is gonna move. Hi, hi, Madman. That's how J. Cole is gonna move with himself. He's gonna be completely delayed. J. Cole then in the interview literally rambled on about playing basketball in China. That was so stupid, and it's just, I don't know if he was just trying to make people forget what he was talking about and just be like, "Look, I play basketball." I don't know what the purpose of that was. Like, okay, great. Cameron said he would rather play in Canada, and in this interview, Cameron displayed his love for Drake. He said it plain out. He said, "I f with Drake. That's my dude," and J. Cole was praising Drake in this interview. He said that Kendrick's rap on Like That was dope, but he was basically praising Drake. They asked him then about the Honda. He said that it was his college car where he tried to get his stuff, his music heard and coming on the weekends back and forth to his house, and it has sentimental value. Okay. They asked him about the Cameron asked him, and Cameron had a few better questions than Nadeska, because he said, "What's up with the fight with Puffy?" When I tell you J. Cole curved that, he curved it completely. He said, "I don't want to explain that. You've been rambling on for like an hour talking about nothing. What they talk about? They talk about everything that every lyric that Kendrick has on GNX, and before that, it's been aimed at J. Cole. It's been aimed at Drake, because everything he's saying is exact. They just be rambling. I've never seen somebody ramble so much. He curved that and said that he answered that in somebody else's interview. So why are you here? So why are you here? I guess Cameron was like, "Well, beggars can't be choosers," and he just took whatever. He just said a bunch of incohesive stuff. He acted surprised. So when they asked him about Like That, J. Cole said he acted surprised and he acted mad. Why would you act mad? I'm going to go over the timeline here. First person shooter, 2023, October. First person shooter. Kendrick was minding his business, doing festivals, hanging out. Let me see what y'all say. I sense J. Cole pure jealousy. Pure jealousy, like outrageous jealousy. And this has been going on for years. If you type J. Cole on my page, you're going to see, even when he did that, I have an interview and I might re-upload that with Angie Martinez, that J. Cole was saying like just nonsense. He was like getting pressed, and Angie is sweet, but she asked hard hitting questions, and he was like acting like he doesn't want to collaborate with anyone, and that's because Kendrick must have just decided not to do Black Friday, not to do that collab album or whatever. He must have been in his feelings. So first person shooter 2023, really? 2023. Kendrick minding his business. But Kendrick's they've been going back and forth. Kendrick and Drake. The Heart Part 4, I'm gonna do a breakdown of that because that was beyond prophetic. It was spooky. It was crazy, spooky, prophetic. And for people that think that Kendrick does not have the gift of prophecy, they don't know what the gift of prophecy is. They want to just say it's a coincidence. Well, after 500 coincidences with Kendrick, you still gonna say he doesn't have the gift of seeing, of knowing, or feeling, or intuition, heightened intuition. Um, so okay, then What was next? Then was it a 7 minute drill? Um, so okay, so no, so first person shooter, cool. Then Kendrick, like then Futures Like That comes out. March 22nd, 2024. Like That comes out. And he's like, F your big three. Now, it had been months and people were just like, oh, okay. Because Kendrick was planning. Kendrick is strategic. He's not just going to be like, I'm going to just have a song and no plan. He planned this whole tour. So I don't know how y'all feel, but I feel like Kendrick planned this entire tour. He had planned the battle. He planned how many songs he was gonna do, and he had way more in the chamber. So we're doing the timeline so that you can see this is a fight that J. Cole and Drake officially started talking about the big three because it is said that Kendrick did not want to participate. Kendrick wasn't going to participate on anything. J. Cole also talked about the fact that he had two songs with Kendrick. Kendrick was not going to sign off on those damn songs. And for all those content creators out there saying, oh, J. Cole decided not to use the song. Y'all don't know the Boogeyman by now? Kendrick was never going to sign those songs at all. He didn't even agree to do an album. Kendrick was already seeing J. Cole for who he was. He was already turned off. So then let's see what continues. So March 22nd, Like That comes out. Then April 5th, let's see. Then April 5th, 7 minute drill. April 7th, J. Cole apologizes. Okay. Um, then Drake comes in and he's like, okay, push ups. April, let's see, when was this? April 13th with push ups. And April 19th, Tailor Made. So this is with the push ups, he's like drop, and waiting for all that, you know. I just shared my that reaction to you. Said thank you. Jake Night. Madman said J. Cole, Drake, and the rest of the Generation X rappers that side with Drake are all is going to get demolished. They're gonna get demolished, and they're gonna meet the same. They're gonna lose respect, people's respect, and they're gonna have the same kind of consequences. When I say that, people don't like that. They're gonna mimic. They're gonna share the karma. They're going to share the downfall because Cameron in this interview lost a lot of respect from people, especially when anybody that has common sense. If you sue somebody and then you're like, no, I wasn't really gonna sue you. You wasted your time and posted it all on, and it's all over the internet that you suing, and then you're like, it wasn't really gonna get. You don't stand on business, and that's why I see you and J. Cole being friends because y'all neither one of y'all stand on no business. It was just an apologetic fest. This interview. So then Taylor Made in April 19th, they were just like, oh, Kendrick is not going out. Kendrick is not, and pushing. So you're gonna throw rocks and entice a fight that y'all started officially, because I know they've been throwing shots. Kendrick has been throwing shots back and forth, and Kendrick did not kid. When he was saying threatening words, he was not kidding. That's the difference. And Kendrick had a plan. Drake just had plans to just put out songs like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get some bangers and algorithm. I'm gonna pay for a bunch of bots allegedly. So then when Kendrick is ready to start, watch the hell out. I was one of those people. I wasn't reacting by then because I just had started the channel. I was one of those people that said, be afraid. Be very freaking afraid. When Kendrick comes out, he gonna blast it Super Saiyan mode. He gonna come out Super Saiyan mode. He's gonna blast you to Kingdom Come, and he's not gonna stop until you're good and done. He didn't think like I said, 40-something funerals in this tour, over and over. It was a celebration of an end of career, not a celebration of life. All across the nation. So then, okay, Kendrick drops Euphoria April 30th, and the crowd went wild, and then it went crazy, and then it absolutely and it has these two, J. Cole and Drake, have been fighting for their lives this whole time. Meanwhile, Kendrick is melodically singing about booty. Kendrick is like rubbing on your booty and minding his business and having a delicious meal somewhere. And these guys have been fighting for their life and PR and just their image and sales and crying about Grammys this whole time. Then what happens? Y'all woke the boogeyman up? No, say less. Okay, so then what happens? So after Euphoria, then Drake, what did Drake drop? Um, yeah, he had those two. Six, by the way, Kendrick dropped 616 in LA May 3rd. May 3rd was a pivotal day in hip hop. May 3rd was a pivotal day in hip hop. It's a day that you will never forget because Kendrick was just like dropping, dropping stuff like it was gum, just giving gum to the world. Like he 616 in LA, just like here's an appetizer because Euphoria was, he could have won the whole battle with Euphoria. He could have won the whole battle. Then he said, "Okay, we ready." And if you thought, imagine those songs were absolutely career crushing, and then you do a tour, then you win Grammys. People scrambling to create awards like here, have this. We're gonna create the best essential rapper award, the most creative award, the this award. You win 5 Grammys for this track. The world applauded, and grandmas, kids, babies got this. They got everybody in a chokehold. That's not like us. So then May 3rd, 616 in LA was like, look, I'm warning you. He wanted to keep going. He dropped Family Matters. Drake dropped Family Matters, and Kendrick was like, meet the gram. 23 minutes later. 20 minutes later. So yes, you're compromised, dude. You're compromised as hell. Your camp is compromised. People love Kendrick on your camp or something. Or we'll go to our other thing. Kendrick is prophetic. Y'all don't like that word? You're gonna pick and choose one of them. Cause what will possess Kendrick to come out with Meet the Grams seconds later? He already, your superpowers are neutralized. He can predict his angle, and he proved it. Kendrick doesn't say something in vain. Let's see what y'all talking about. Um, Bridget said, the prophets of the seers are going to look like what the world is expecting. They can see the gift of prophecy. If you believe in the Bible, it's in the Bible. If you're in astrology, when you release music, he'll be coming. Oh, when Kendrick releases music, I'm one of those people that says he is not going to let this go. TDE met with J. Cole, and I promise you, why wasn't Kendrick there? Can anybody answer that question? He's not on tour. Kendrick, when he wants to pop out, he pops out. Why was Kendrick not there? I'll let that marinate for the people that are watching this. Why was Kendrick not there? Okay? He doesn't share the exact, my opinion. Now, he could surprise us and become best friends with J. Cole. I doubt it in my life. He does not share the same sentiments. And I think TDE met with him, with J. Cole, to see what this dude talking about. Like, let's see what you're talking about. It's almost like a gated community. You got to go through 3 gates before you come to my house. And TDE was like sifting through the rubble to see what the heck this guy is talking about, to see if Kendrick is even giving him the time of day. So that meeting with TDE was kind of weird. But what I heard, and I communicate with a few people, and by the way, shout out to Jay Real, who knows about our channel. I showed him the channel. Yes, one step closer. He likes it. He was very happy because it was his birthday, and we did a little post, a little something. So the word is, there's no way Kendrick is seen. He doesn't like wishy-washy. Do y'all believe him when he says he doesn't like wishy-washy? Pandering to choose a side? Well, let me choose it for you. I'll never piece it up. This doesn't sit well with me either, and I'm not the one in the lawsuit with Cameron. Let's see what y'all saying. When Kendrick releases his music, oh, he's gonna come clean. Night said bingo. Bridget said the prophets, the seers, are going to look like what the world's expecting. Texas, remember Texas Flower? Kendrick had a plan and Drake had concepts of a plan. Yeah, the way my plan is set up, he was on his Kevin Hart. Well, the way my plan, because he thought this is what I'm saying. They underestimate Kendrick. They keep thinking Kendrick is a normal person. Kendrick is not normal by a long shot. Expect the worst. Expect devastation. Kendrick served pain, agony, and defeat, and then started singing about booty, and he's perfectly fine minding his business, winking at us in concerts. He's not bothered for real. That's unbothered because they both Drake and J. Cole said they're unbothered. But yet, the and J. Cole looked like he's trying to piece it up. All J. Cole was doing in this interview, and this is the heart of the matter, was basically being respectful as much as he could, or as he thought he was being respectful, not knowing that his indecisiveness nauseates Kendrick. Nauseates. But he was trying to just stop the boogeyman. Don't drag me in a tour. Don't include me in GNX Deluxe if you have one. Don't include me in the lyrics for Bodies and Bodies if you drop that. If you have an album with Black Hippie, please have mercy on my soul. Because Kendrick, the way he can put words together will end your career. Period. Argue with a tree. Period. Drake is still fighting for his life. He don't know if he wants to sue. He don't know if he wants to scream. He don't know if he wants to paint his nails. He don't know if he wants berets in his head. He don't know if he wants a braid style or a patched up baldy. He doesn't know what he wants to do. He doesn't know if he wants to imitate Kendrick's outfits, which he's done on the Mr. Morale cover. He don't know where he wants to be in life. So after that, it was help, on earth, because with that Family Matters, then Kendrick dropping Not Like Us May 4th, and then Drake, The Hard Part 6, which was, if you've seen the cartoon, there's a cartoon of how Drake was after the battle and he's in the hospital, like saying, and he's all in a body cast. If you watch that cartoon, I holler every time I see that. Like, he was like, I ain't gonna lie, this was a really good battle. It's a little, like, animation that they did. That thing it takes me clean out. Because Kendrick put belt to ass. He sent you to the cosmics, bury you, brought you back, and gave you 47 more. It's like he, equalized him. It's like the equalizer. And I quote Denzel Washington, I'm gonna kill you and you and you, and the only disappointment in it is that I can only kill you once. Well, Kendrick found a way to do it 40 times and counting and still going. So then after that, that Hard Part 6, he thought he was hurting him, and Kendrick just took out the. That's it. It's so simple, the solution. And because he knew Kendrick, see, he studied Kendrick. He knows that he does the hearts before he puts out an album. So I say that to say that J. Cole knew exactly what happened and who started this fight. So then in this, crazy ass interview, look, J. Cole, these are his names: J. Cole Minor, J. Fold, J. Fold Mania. Like, this was him folding on everything. He actually used the word conflicted. He's like, I was conflicted in my soul. And I told you, he is, I remember you was conflicted, man. I think, at times I thought J. Cole, and I mean this sincerely, had mental issues in this interview. At times I was like, I almost felt bad. I almost felt bad because I was like, those sentences are so incohesive, and the way he laughs is kind of creepy to me. And maybe I'm in this by myself, but he was just like, yeah, and I like it and I don't like it. I was just like, you poor thing. Like, it's so sad. Let me see what y'all saying. Kendrick is going to destroy J. Cole. Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, and the rest of the. I told you, when he said "Watch the Party Die," people didn't understand it. They were like, "Oh my God, it's a sad song," and Kendrick is bowing out. Yeah, listen, we don't know how unpredictable Kendrick is, and we're serious fans. Imagine he is beyond unpredictable. I don't like when Kendrick gets sneak this. The hard part seven's gonna go crazy. Thank you, Madman. I think when he puts out, because look, the hard part six for Kendrick was like a healing thing, giving props because the obvious had happened, which is him, breaking out of TDE and starting his own um, company, PG Lang. So the hard part six had to be, and plus he had just destroyed, eviscerated Drake. So he's like, oh, let's talk about love now. The love I have for my real brother. So it was sentimental. It was um, like reminiscing. It was of old times, giving props to Absol for being the best writer and him observing him. And Absol was like, heck nah. I learned from him. He's capping. That's the only thing that they disagree. Absol was like, ain't no way he learned from me. I learned from that dude. Trust me. He was that nasty as a writer at 16, at 14. Let's see what y'all saying. Um, oh, I like that idea. Yeah, I don't think Kendrick's gonna what's Roman numeral 7 on a disc. It's a divine number. No, no, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you, but he will divinely destroy them. No, but I feel what you're saying. That's pretty deep. Heart part six made the streamers cry. Yeah, the hard part six. If I would have been reacting to that, I would have been emotional because you know, Baby Keem's listening party. I was live that night, and it made me kind of emotional. Like I really had to hold it in and just keep it together. Um, so let's see what else happened. Yeah. In 7 minute drill, he says I got mixed feelings about. He keeps saying who he is because you can see it in his lyrics that he's just all over the place. Then in the interview, yeah, there's two more things about this interview. They talked about culture, guys. Cole literally said, "I don't really like that word. I'm gonna let that marinate." Culture identifies who you are. Culture is the heart of the matter, that your inception. Culture defines a lot of aspects of your life. And he said, I don't really like that word. Am I the only one that's tripping? This is out of control. Like, this is out of control. And that's why we're protecting the culture. And that's why they don't, because they're losing. And I'm going to get to Jay-Z next. Because they're losing, they don't want to keep the culture alive. This is what I said on some of the comments. Tell a boxer not to punch, not to hit because it's too mean. And that's not the culture of boxing, right? Just to just sit there and just play Uno in the ring. Tell a wrestler like no contact though, no contact. Just wrestle him, but no contact. You understand? It's too much. Tell a runner like no, you're gonna overexert yourself. Don't please don't run. You're gonna define the rules of how it was born. Who the heck are you, J. Cole? Who the heck are you? And that's the heart of the matter. A lot of people heard this and the stance, the crazy stance, the stalkers fans that of J. Cole will be like, oh, he did great, he did phenomenal. But the people with high discernment are gonna say this is a poor excuse of a man, no backbone, um, and it feels like he has a lack of belonging, like a sense of a lack of belonging. He's a pick me. Shout out to Delete It. He to me he is a pick me completely. Wanting to be accepted so much is puzzling. Like Kendrick said, wanting to be accepted so bad is puzzling. Like, oh no, I want to be friends with Kendrick. I want to be friends. He just doesn't want to get ended by Kendrick because he thought about the disc, thought about the disc, made poor Antonio, 7 minute drill, all these things, and then poor Antonio after you apologize. So where's the apology? Where's it? What is the excuse then? He was not sorry. He was not sorry at all. And by the way, he hit below the belt. I'm never gonna get over how he said your last one was trash and just this Kendrick's discography. He could have said anything else, but he dissed Kendrick's discography, and we're gonna talk about J. Cole, why he doesn't want to continue and protect the culture of rap battles either, because it's the same thing. Jay Z got got sent to the another entropy by Nas. And of course he's like, oh, but he chops it up to wisdom and age. Like, oh, maybe I've changed after having children. No, there's people that have children. Kendrick has children, for the love of God. And he's still destroyed. Drake. Let's see what y'all saying. Let's see what you're saying. That's great clarification. Thank you. You're welcome. Himself, he's just Drake and J. Cole. Drake and J. Cole are twins. I've been saying that forever, and people are like, how? Drake is delayed and J. Cole is delayed. The Iceman has been melted, you know. Um, Kendrick is a dude who you don't want rap you don't want to rap with. Yeah, hi, welcome, Braylon Reacts. Kendrick is, but see, here's the thing. Why would they not know about Kendrick? All the hearts before, all the hearts part one, two, three, four. Look out for Detox. If you hear that song, I would have been like, man, I'm bowing out gracefully. There ain't no way in hell, heaven, and the skies above that I'm going to go in with that monster. Look at all the freestyles that I upload on my page. Look at all the stuff from back in the day. This guy was a problem at 14. I got videos of him at 14 rapping, you know, and he was a problem when he wasn't even supposed to be good. So the fact that this is why I use the word delayed, mentally delayed, because you see that and you have such a high ego, J. Cole, that you think you can. The difference between Drake and J. Cole is that he's more of a scary cat. He realized who Kendrick was after he thought about the diss track, mastered it, remixed it, mixed it, put it out, and then he was like, oh, okay. And then 3 days later, it didn't sit well with me. Let me tell you something. When you have love for someone, you won't hit below the belt because it won't sit well with you from the inception, from the beginning. You will not be able to put out that diss track. The thing is that he thought he could win. And as soon as Kendrick put out as soon as there was rumblings that Kendrick was coming, because J. Cole put that diss track. When did he put that diss track? 7 minute drill. April. It was still April 5th. So Kendrick had not come out with Euphoria, but he heard the rumblings that the boogeyman was coming and then headed for the hills. Hit me in my chin, and then you do poor Antonio. Come on, like he is more of the what people think a negative Gemini that is all over the place. Meanwhile, Kendrick is a Gemini, and he is cohesive, he is intentional, he's analytical, and he has a plan. Let's see what y'all saying. Hi, Shirley. They're really trying to rewrite history. Cole is not, and everybody's trying to hate on Kendrick right now and say, but the biggest person that played themselves besides J. Cole is Jay-Z. And I know he's going on tour, and he was a great rapper, everything fine. But how do you put a guy that's in the middle of a battle that just finished a freaking battle? You're gonna pick him. You know what the hell he's gonna do, and then you approve for him to do Not Like Us, because all that stuff had to get approved. All of them approved the show. They saw the rehearsals. You're not gonna tell me they're gonna be surprised and I see the rehearsals. They saw the rehearsals. He was all for Brooklyn and battle and all this. I would have had respect for Jay-Z if he put him on the stage, because Jay-Z is funny money to me. He got a lot of issues and no tissues. And the fact that you were friends with Diddy, we got some explaining to do. But I digress, because we're going to get to that in a second. But you put him on stage, and then you're like, I don't know, rap battles are just so, like, it's getting mean out in the streets. I can't. But anyway, so J. Cole talked about he doesn't really like the word culture. And that was all you needed to hear. That was everything you needed. The takedown Jay-Z, Evil Empire. Jay-Z got a lot of explaining to do. I'll just say that. So then, almost at the end of the interview, Cameron introduces this freaking oblivious girl that works for the show, and she's usually behind the scenes and was on vacation in St. Lucia. And Cameron says she came early from vacation um, to be here because she's your number one fan. She had a J. Cole jacket, whatever, whatever, and asked some stupid ass questions, like some nonsense, like, oh, like, when did you realize that you were great or whatever? It's just some nonsense. Um, and yeah, so it was just too little, too late. And she was, this whole show was a J. Cole glaze. If you haven't seen it, you're gonna see it. Cameron's glazing J. Cole. Why? Because he's like, it was never, as soon as, neither one of them have a spine. It's just that Cameron decided to do a lawsuit, or his lawyers filed and had a moment. They did the same thing, throw rocks and hide their hands. Cameron, J. Cole, Drake, they're all twins. And that's why Cameron said in this interview that he F's with Drake. Drake is his boy. Because what did J. Cole and Cameron have in common? J. Cole threw a shot and was on first person shooter, and Cameron threw a lawsuit and then hid his hands and was like, no, I take it back. There's no backsies. There's no taking back because the internet lives forever. We saw that you did a lawsuit. That is already immortalized. Are you crazy? And then you take it back, might delete later. Lawsuit? I'm so bothered by this whole thing. Um, Kendrick Lamar predicted prophecy he was going to do. When you listen to Kendrick Lamar, he said everything that he was going to do. He predicted the tours. He predicted all of this stuff. He had this plan. If y'all thought that he just came up with it, no. He did finish GNX quickly, but he had some songs he's been working on, because they were talking about Luther. They were working on Luther for 2 or 3 years, but they put the album together quickly. Kendrick already knew he was wanting to have an album. He was working on an album and wanted to do the tour, and they just was like, you know what? And Kendrick's phenomenal. For him to memorize all those songs, all those new songs on that new album, and did great live on the tour with no backtracks, that's crazy. J. Cole and Cameron, and they're not but they are the worst Aquariuses, because the air signs, I understand that people think Geminis, have a tough time making decisions. Some Geminis, but there's different kinds of each sign, by the way. It's like 3 different kinds. And they don't stand on business because Aquarius like fairness, and like to stand on what they believe in. A lot of people call Aquarius stubborn because they don't change their mind. So there's some other type of, they're the leftovers. Cameron, they're pretty much cooked. J. Cole and Cameron is cooked. Cameron is cooked after this. Might delete later, both of them. Now they're gonna fight PR. They're gonna start reading. Yeah, shout out your signs if y'all want to. They're gonna start reading. People gonna start seeing this interview, and I'm one of the first people to react to it. But I promise you, anybody with discernment, and I can count it on one hand, will say exactly what I'm saying. That this was crazy wild. I don't believe in the culture, or I'm not. And then Cameron, I wasn't gonna go. It wasn't gonna go that far. I'm not gonna sue. I'm telling you, I wrote this stuff verbatim. Eminem is jealous of Kendrick as well, and that's why Eminem is teaming up with 50. There's so much weird stuff going on. Eminem has given very big props to Kendrick, but so did J. Cole. He said, oh yeah, I thought that was just crazy. It's a backhanded compliment. I don't know what's going on. The 50 Cent's diss track, he didn't have Eminem in it, unless Eminem produced the track, but he had, the cover picture was him shaking hands with Eminem. So you're right what you're saying. Hi Shirley. The power of silence. I just love it. Let them eliminate themselves. Kendrick is strategic. He is letting them eliminate themselves. He knows when to pull back and just let them just end their own career. They're finishing each other. So like I said, while Kendrick is singing about rubbing on your booty, these guys are fighting for their lives with PR. And wait till the internet goes wild after this, because The people that were in that live when on Revolt, and I watched it, they were going crazy. They were killing Cameron. They were all killer Cam indeed. They were destroying him. The comments took me out. They were hilarious, and it was a glaze fest. Like I said, when they brought this girl, it was the most annoying. Nails on a chalkboard. Nails on a chalkboard, and Cameron was like, like laughing just like that. Like when the girl was just glazing J. Cole heavy, he was like a fan, like a little fan waiting for an autograph. I couldn't believe it, and that's why they didn't resonate with me, anyways. Remember Cameron? Let's not forget what Cameron and Mace did, and it's a shame. I effed with Mace's music back in the day. You know, he was kind of wavy, but the way they said that the Super Bowl, downplaying the Super Bowl, like I didn't really understand it. Now we know Cameron professed his love for Drake in this interview. Basically, it was like a reunion of J. Cole reminding Cameron, like, remember, our boy is Drake. We're supposed to be praising him too. And Cameron was just like, got the senses knocked back into him of you're on the path to Drake, to glazing Drake. It was crazy. That's basically how it ended. And the last thing, they asked him, the last thing about J. Cole's interview was if he retires, will he still um, tour? J. Cole, like I said millions of times, the Fall Off Whatever album was the fail switch in case shit happened. Like in case it flopped, then he was gonna be like, I'm gonna retire. But all of them want Grammys. They all want awards. They all want accolades. J. Cole has only 2 Grammys, and it was on 2 features. With a feature with 21 Savage and somebody else, I forget. But he never got a Grammy for one of his songs by himself. Never. And he submitted 18. Kendrick won 27. So, and he beat Jay-Z also. So that's another, thing to unpack. Let's see what y'all saying. Because it's just a lot going on. Um, can you break his silence? He only stays, put him on, let him have the shine. Well, I don't know what you're saying, Shirley. I'm not quite sure what you're saying. Um, Oh, they were saying that Baby Keem put him on. Baby Keem was a baby when Kendrick had To Pimp a Butterfly, and he was young. He was a little boy. Madman says Snoop Dogg had 50 Cent and Eminem on his record called Guns and Smoke. Yeah. Um, and that's another thing. I'm gonna continue to say that it was a weird flex to have Snoop fresh off of dissing Kendrick on the Christmas TDE Christmas stage. And again, I'm the unpopular opinion because there's so many content creators that it's like you look at them, you're watching them and talking about Jay-Z and J. Cole, and you're like, oh, okay, they sound good. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, and forgiving and accepting J. Cole's excuses is shocking. It's really shocking. And me and my small little planet, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna stand. I got more heart. I'm a brave heart, I guess, because I have more heart than a lot of these people. And I don't want a J. Cole hoodie. Keep that. I don't want. I don't stand by it. I don't care. And I'm not gonna be compromised. So, Eminem going. Wait, who said? What y'all saying? Eminem. Wait, let me see. Subliminal sneak this Kendrick Lamar on Toby. Oh dear Lord. Thelma, remember Thelma? Jay-Z has to go back into hiding. More crap coming out. I was waiting for them to have a cell besides Diddy. Kendrick broke the silence. Yeah, the power of silence. Yeah. Um, it's just so much weird stuff going on, and it's like your idols become your rivals, or just you're disappointed in people because I never mess with. There's certain people that I don't resonate with, like that have weird energy. Like Beyonce is one of them, and I know that she did a song with Kendrick, but Jay-Z and Beyonce hanging out like crazy with Diddy. There's a saying, tell me who you hang with, and I'm going to tell you who you are. I'm going to say it again. Tell me who you hang with, and I'm going to tell you who you are. You think Drake and I could hang? It'll be a court case. It'll be the cops in 5 minutes because I'm going for I'm going for broke. Like I'm just throwing hell. I'm like, get your stinking ass. Like it's just gonna be a little bit of a tussle at least. It's like get your fake ass, how long? That's what I'm saying. I don't resonate with him ever times infinity. And I know he did little bangers, but with the army of nation of people that he took allegedly songs from, that he all these producers that and all these writers that claim online that they never got paid. So yeah, you were created in a lab, like I said a million times. You were created by taking from here. It's like adding to cart. His songs are like adding to carts, and then his voice sounds like he could be a rapper. So okay, then that's the formula. Like was Snoop Dogg sided with Drake. That's what it is. Remember, the problem with Snoop Dogg is that he's all about money. All these guys that their intention is money, beware. Because your intentions should be that you love your art, you love music, and you want to keep it in its pure form, organic. You understand? So when you do something like I just want to, it's like a lick. They're treating hip hop like a lick, and they're treating rap like a lick. Like yo, let's do this lick real quick. Let's get some ends. Let's get some money. Like a quick. And that's how 21 Savage talks. Like yo, yeah, F the streets, but not really F the streets. And then you're gonna name your album something about the streets. This is about money and algorithms, and that's another thing that J. Cole and Jay-Z said. But J. Cole said it's all, oh yeah, here it goes. He said it's all about algorithms. When he talked about it, I don't really associate myself with the word culture. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. You never respected it. And kingdoms and the truth is being revealed. It's being, everything is being torn down. Age of Aquarius, the truth, algorithms, all that stuff is being exposed. And that's why they can't explain what's going on. Cameron just exposed who he was. He's a spineless little worm. Kendrick is the king of the Grammys, and he don't even like the like. Kendrick doesn't care about accolades because his intention is to move somebody, to make somebody feel something with his music, just like Baby Keem said, to heal, to and yes, he wants to make a living out of it, and he deserves the money and the abundance that comes with it because he creates from a pure intention place. These guys just want money. Snoop blows with the wind. Yeah, that man goes with whoever can pay him, and that's why he did the Trump thing. Because I think he got 2 mil off of that, or I don't know how much he got allegedly. So it's like, yo, let me just do this lick real quick. That's how they're treating it. And that girl was just late for the movie Clueless. So that's how that ended. He said that he would do Forest Hill Drive and the Fall Off tour. That he's gonna just do touring. So basically, like he will live off of touring and whatnot. There's a big thing going on with Jid and Joey Badass. Has just posted. He just went binge posting about because he's best friends with Jid, and he's saying what I've been saying. They did Jid wrong, but look at J. Cole. J. Cole doesn't know how to do an album rollout either. So it's like he took 10 years to put this together. I don't even know how Jay Z still had faith. So what do you expect him to do with Jid? Jid was like a stepchild, and I don't know if how he can get out of Dreamville. I don't know how he can get away from J. Cole. Because as long as he is with J. Cole, and I don't even like Jid's energy. I know he could rap a little bit. To me, I think he's just really trying, like, sounds, goes in a lot of Kendrick pockets. To me, he's like, okay, I can do the Kendrick thing. So I know he could rap. I know y'all gonna probably disagree, but I'm the unpopular opinion, apparently, because sneak dissing is stupid. So they were going at it for a while, Drake and Kendrick, but Kendrick was fearless. I knew Kendrick was fearless. If you're gonna say it, just say it. So Kendrick said Drake, he said the word, and that's why he is fearless. Um, the silence is killing them all. Oh yes, Shirley, absolutely. The silence is murdering their soul, respectfully, but it is destroying them, burning them from the inside out. They are crabs in a barrel, indeed, eating off each other's energy. So you see how they're teaming up. Cameron is teaming up with J. Cole and J. Cole, because he knows that this might go viral. It's funny if it doesn't go viral, this interview, but you know the content creators are going to talk about it. But listen to what the content creators say and the people that have discernment. J. Cole, when you looking at all these interviews, listen to me, listen to somebody, because you certainly, how the heck are you friends with Kendrick for decades and you didn't pick up anything he was putting down? You didn't pick up any gems, my guy. You didn't pick up any gems. You didn't learn anything from this man. You didn't learn intention. You didn't learn work ethic. He definitely didn't learn work ethic. You know, people be talking about, oh, Kendrick takes too long. What's 10 years then, my guy? This guy took 10 years. Are you crazy? A whole decade? So don't tell me, don't come at me talking about, don't at me like, oh, Kendrick takes too long. When you don't see him, that dude is working. We've even on a tour, he was caught going to a studio in New York to record. Are you insane? Like, nah, this dude is working right now. If y'all think that Kendrick is just watching Netflix and catching up on Bridgerton, yeah, high as a kite. Let's see. So now the Jay-Z stuff. What's the time? I don't know if y'all if somebody knows how to do timestamps, so I can. I'll just figure it out. I'm just gonna divide this into two. Let's see what y'all saying. Yeah, the silence is kill. That's a power move. You know, it's ironic because 50 thinks he has power moves. Man, he got destroyed by teenagers or 20-year-olds. Like he he got out memed by these kids. These kids took him to Magic Mountain. They took him to a great adventure. They slid on this man. He didn't have no power, and he's creating power. Meanwhile, Kendrick has more power. And yes, Kendrick wanted to be on the show. He respected it. He has a song. He got a banger. One of my thank you for 5,000 subscribers had, you know, the song that Kendrick featured with 50 Cent. That's a banger. I love that song. We Up, I think it's We On or something like that. It's like, it's a dope ass song. But it's like, who's got the real power? Everybody's afraid of Kendrick. Everybody's talking about Kendrick. And I love the boogeyman doesn't show, doesn't say, doesn't tell. When he pops out, it's like, oh, let me help Baby Keem. Let's roll out this boy like a king. You know, let's do this. You see him behind the scenes of the listening party. That thing was so dope. The fact that they're there. I told you, I had to do a shorts. And I called it like Baby Keem's Avengers, the Avengers behind Baby Keem, because there is masterful people, geniuses, producers. Imagine Soundwave, Scott Bridgeway, like, are you kidding me? In the same room, like all these people, Terrence Martin lending an ear, like all these people helping, giving advice and helping Kendrick, who's already a mastermind with Baby Keem. And Jid, what? Jid is a stepchild that they left. It's like an orphan left in the rain. Respectfully. Kendrick Lamar said on Gloria that if all sub me get them all booked. Yeah, hate when rappers sneak this. I hate when I rap and talk about guns and somebody, yeah, they turn into nuns. They had giddy, nervous energy in this interview. They had giddy, nervous, and I hope Kendrick puts wet belt to ass, wet belt to ass, old school, respectfully. Nas is working behind the scenes. I hope him and Kendrick team up. I hope Damani teams up with Baby Keem. I hope Damani teams up with Kendrick. I hope, let me tell you, I could put some combinations together. Y'all chat and say what combinations y'all want to see. I hope Black Hippie teams up with, gets reunited with Baby Keem and Nas and Clips, and boy, that would make the sun bright. That would take us into a multiverse. Nas is working behind the scenes. Terrence Martin is working behind the scenes with Punch. Also, it's a lot of stuff. I love when Kendrick goes silent because remember Thelma said when he enters the room, it's devastation for that ass. Going to be, yo, he is there. their biggest nightmare. Freddy Krueger, like he is like, yo, blink twice and I'm there where you are. In Compton, Canada. That's what he said on you know look out for Detox. Blink twice and yo, just say his name and you, I promise you will see Candyman. And that's what they fear. This interview was such giddy, weird energy, over explaining. It was yo 7 minute or seven whatever 70 minutes instead of 7 minute drill, 7 minute NyQuil. That's what that was. J Hole. It's just so stupid and just such a waste of time. And the only thing that it confirmed, if I can wrap it up, is that J. Cole don't stand on nothing. He's a manipulator. I told you. I don't even know at times who is worse, him or Drake. Master manipulator. That's how they're both twins. They don't they don't move. They don't plan either one. They all care about algorithms, and well, nowadays we gotta worry about algorithms. When you that's fine, but when you say like you don't really associate yourself too much, you don't want to take part in saying the word culture. That's a problem, my guy. That's a problem. So, anyways, let's go on to Jay Z's interview. Shh, Lord have mercy. Let's see what y'all saying. Kendrick will be scaring the never ending. Drake, listen, watch all those animations. Shout out to all those content creators that do animations, man. I know it's hard. I do edits and I be putting my hand on ice. Like, I just be like, oh God, I want to put out so much more stuff, but it's like, yo, I gotta be human too. Cause I put out content today and I'm going live, and it's like after the live, I might put out something, I be doing too much. Kendrick's prophecies. Listen, there's so much content that I have to go over. Like I gotta do a breakdown on. I'm gonna do a breakdown on the hard part four. The hard part four was the spookiest, prophetic, just like seen into the future, clairvoyant, heart, and all of them. I want to break down almost all of them. Kendrick silence is more damaging than, and then when he pops out, he's singing. Kendrick singing, minding his business, dancing, having a boo loving time, romance, or picking up an award. Like, yo, let me pick up this award real quick, and then I'm gonna get some Popeyes on the way home. Like, he just be picking up awards, like it's gum. Kendrick popping out. You see all the snakes coming out. There's so many. Let me tell you something. You could feel sorry. The only person they're victimizing, I mean, they're victimizing themselves. But when Kendrick said it's a 1v20, is Kendrick versus the industry. Right now, when he said I lost 16 friends to be exact. And I'm gonna do a breakdown of whacked out murals because baby, I mean, or maybe we could, like, some of the lyrics on whacked out murals is crazy. Somebody whacked out his mural, and of course that's uh um that's using language figuratively. um the energies will make you move to Europe because he got so much love in Europe on this tour. But it's regular for me. He's used to the hate. He's used to the hate. Yes, Heart Part 4 is the best one to me. Remember Miss Lachelle, thank you for being here. The energy will make you, but it's regular to me. You know how hard that is? It's regular to me. The love and hate is without a cure. If they say they love you, man, you've been like, I don't trust that easily. It has to be seriously earned. All this talk is bitch made. That's on my lord, he said. I'll kill them all before I let him kill my joy. He is not, like when he said he had 16 friends, that was back then last year. Okay, right now there's so many people hating on Kendrick is disturbing. And this brave little man, has been fighting for justice, has been keeping good writing, good penmanship, like good, skills, good music production. He's giving us his all. He's bringing a team of engineers, geniuses, to create good content, and also to put the medicine in his music, because he gives you advice for relationships, gives you advice for life, for love. um And you think that for the people that think that he is gonna make up with J. Cole, I just got done reviewing the J. Cole. We're gonna go into Jay-Z. But I wanted to look at whacked out murals. I'll kill them all before I let them kill my joy and his peace. Kendrick worked hard on himself to center his chakra. You know, J. Cole is a false prophet. He pretends like he's so centered. If you were centered, my guy, you would have discernment. You would know, and you would have the gift of clarity. You don't have clarity when you speak. You don't stand on anything. You can't express yourself. When you're sure about something, if somebody asks you what's your name, you're not gonna hesitate. But this man speaks with so much hesitation because when you're trying to hide a bunch of truths, you just say a bunch of mumble jumble crap. I don't been through it all. What you've endured, all of them are teaming up with each other. What you've endured, this man is doing a fight by himself with just his friends. Or now Baby Keem is in the fight too. Because Baby Keem, I love the way they they um they're throwing shots. Baby Keem has been throwing shots, and even on Birds and the Bees, I feel like that's a shot to Drake. I said it in my I said it in my review, but I could go into more depth about that in the future. And even yeah. What are the good good flirts? Ice cream. They start with ice. He's working in an ice factory. That's symbolic to me. That means keep. Remember, um, Drake allegedly was a disloyal hoochie. Was a disloyal friend when he first befriended Baby Keem, and he praises him, and allegedly he took his girl. He slid into the DMs, and that girl. And you know what? When you lose someone like that, when you lose a person that lies, whatever, that's protection. That's God's. The rejection is God's protection. It used to be fuck that, but now it's plural. F everybody that's on my body. My Blake first. He feels like he has to have a Blake first, and God got me. These people don't really believe in God. Kendrick does. He has divine protection because he has a cape of protection that is making him an abundance. It's just raining abundance and blessings on him because he is authentic and he comes from a place of love. Even if he did those diss tracks, he was trying to help Drake, but it went over his head. All the advice that Kendrick gave him on Meet the Grams, it went over their head. All of them. They're like imbeciles. Um, I uh, I watch him pander with them backhanded compliments. That's what J. Cole did tonight. Backhanded compliments on that. Oh, yeah, like that. How the hell does J. Cole say good night, Dawn? How you doing? How does J. Cole say, yeah, he went crazy on like that? My first reaction, he said, and when you watch the thing, I'm saying exactly what he said. My first reaction was like, yeah, he went crazy. Member Dawn, yes, welcome, Member Dawn. Good evening. So sweet. He said, a backhanded compliment. He was like, oh, he went crazy. My first reaction. Then my second reaction was, F this nickel. F him. So look, whacked out murals. I watched them pander with backhanded compliments. They put their head on a Cuban link. That's a monument. Like off with their heads. Off with their heads. That's an air sign for you. The King of Swords. If you know, you know. I paid I pay homage, and I always mind my business. He paid homage to Rakim. I never lost who I am for a rap image. Never. It's motivation. If you wonder how I did it, he's motivated to bring the truth. Kendrick is relentless to tell y'all what the hell is going on behind the scenes and to show you who Drake and all these people are. That's why the friendship didn't work with J. Cole. That's why. Barely, but I got the beats in. Oh, um, Miss Michelle said the whole Baby Keem album is a shot at Drake. I've been saying that. And a shot at anybody else and other people, I think that, and J. Cole too, like, and other people. The title Casino and some of the songs are play on Drake's gambling addictions too. That's a bar, Miss Michelle. And not just that, that's why he has that clown. It's like the duality of Drake. And also Birds and the Bees, was not, think about this, guys, birds and the bees. Why would Baby Keem paint himself as like, oh, now that could be two ways. The girl that used him and took his money, it's like represents vices, right? And it's like he was an idiot. He had the clown giving him advice, and then he had his conscious mind. So he's going back and forth, and it's like he didn't listen to anything. He didn't learn any lessons, right? He had this one and that one, and it was like all representative of his inner turmoil. I feel like he was representing Drake also, because Baby Keem has done a lot of work on himself and has recognized. He talks about girls that use him, and he's not saying I didn't learn from it, but he talks about it. That means he's aware. He's aware. He's like, oh, the last one did me dirty. This one did me. You know what I'm saying? He recognizes that those are low vibrating energies, energy vampire people that are just using you to take your money, to take your happiness, and take your peace. So I agree, Miss Lachelle. That whole thing, when you look at it, and I reflected even more, and I said on the Good Flirts video, even though they're talking about, it's a double message. Even though they're talking about good flirts and everything, if you listen to what they're saying, it's a double message. And and Baby Keem started out with that video game reference, saying that it's like a guy giving him advice. Like, if you fix your hair, it's like the evils of Lucy that Kendrick was talking about in To Pimp a Butterfly. The guy was like, if you fix your hair, the girls will want you. So why do you want to fix your hair, do this or whatever? People should respect you for who you are and what you look like. Of course, self-care is important. You got to take care of yourself. But you understand? So it's like the evils of Lucy and your inner turmoil. It's a rap battle within yourself. Go up your rank. He's talking about in I'm just looking at Whacked Out Murals because that's prophetic to this interview. You are God even when they say you ain't. Now, by the way, La Noche de Anoche, it's like saying, and then in the beginning with the lady saying, and we began to cry. So it's almost like, you realize something. And then, he goes on to talk about writing in my GNX. I want to see y'all get geeked up. They asked Kendrick on the Control verse years ago, what do you think about all the rappers that are hating or doing whatever? He simply said, they gotta try harder. What are you doing with your 24? Going up your rank. You understand? Um, I'm now possessed by a spirit and they can't take it. When Kendrick decides to do something, oh, trust me, he ain't gonna stop. He ain't gonna stop until he sees it through. Whatever, though, it's crazy. Everybody's questionable. Everybody's questionable. Jay-Z is questionable. We're gonna talk about him also. I drew the line in decimal. Snoop posted Taylor Made. He didn't post Kendrick. So you get high and you accidentally post the Drake. I'm just glad they're showing their faces. All these ninjas agitated. Yo, he spelled this out exactly how it is. Quite frankly, plenty artists, but they outdated, old ass flows. Lil Wayne, you took a shot right here. This is not for lyricists. I swear it's not. The sentiment is the same thing that Baby King said. I'm not a lyricist. He is a healer. He's somebody, he's a chosen one that been through hell on earth in his short life and is putting it out to try to tell you, don't do what I did, my mistakes, learn from this, to go on the right path, to do stuff with intention and be your authentic self. Um, I probably built the pyramids, ducking strays when I rap battle in the Nickersons. Straight up strays. Squabble up dividends. Um, Let me see what he says. But understand, everybody ain't gonna like you, and the amount of people is just adding on. All these people that are against. Remember, it's a battle. I call this a spiritual battle. I think this is warfare. This is bigger than just a rap battle to me. Promise transactions and even Bitcoin to put money on. It is said allegedly that it was put money on his head, and you know, for Kendrick, a crash dummy could have taken him out. This is bigger. Like I said, all of this stuff is like very like annoying, but I feel like there's bigger issues in the background that we don't know how deep and dark this goes. And when Kendrick is relentless about ending this guy's career, or ending this, or making you unveil the curtains and making you see who the hell these people are, There's a reason. There's a bunch of stuff we don't know. Ain't no sympathy here. This is hilarious. A lot of opinions, but no power to carry it. J. Cole. That's a J. Cole bar right there. Still moving on some scary. Tell them quit their job, pay real people their severance. Rakim. Don't insult my intelligence, J. Cole. Talking about pandering. It's not just for the television. That's what he tried to do in this interview. He tried to just, so I'm relating this to that. Cackling while all of y'all is going to be on trial. He said, ninjas live in denial. And F anybody empathetic to the other side, I vow. And when people say, well, you can't pick a side, it's okay for you to, you have to either go with evil or good. That's it. Like Cat Williams said, there is our side and the other side. We want nothing to do with the other side because look at how they act. They're trying to put this man down. They're jealous. They're evil forces. A biatch ninja likes bitch ninjas. Cameron and J. Cole all lovey-dovey on this interview. A lovey-dovey. They exist with them in style. Exterminate them right now. Cat Williams, make Cat Williams and them proud. No juice inside of my cup, Little Wayne. I sober up and knock them all off. Don't let no white comedian talk. As for that other idiot, I know propaganda work for them. Whoever is close to them. You ever been crushed? So he's talking about all the things he's been through. Then make it to be a star. Bare your soul and pour your heart in it. That's what he does. He bears his soul. And puts his heart in it. I whacked out the murals, but it ain't no when I did whacked out murals out, but it ain't no legends if my legend ends. Period. Period. Everything about this. Bitch, ninjas exist with each other in style. That's what they do. Let's see what y'all saying. Let's see what y'all saying. Mr. Shaw, the whole baby Keem, yeah, is a shot. Drake is a gambling addict. As Miss Thelma said, Kendrick said, F the big three. Fuck the big three. It's just big me. My Mount Rushmore, Kendrick. Okay? Or look, I love Biggie, rest in peace. There's some great lyricists and rappers. Holistic, the sound cuts goes out. Baby Keem's album was Vegas. Birds and the Bees is him growing up with these experiences. Right, that's also part of it. Kendrick did it with precision. Lights out. James, you are one of the few content creators that understands that there is more to this. This is take over black culture for good. This is bigger than people think. I'm preaching. I'm helping Kendrick in my own simple way because I have this urgency of a message because I see. Maybe I'm a seer as well, but I can see that this is deeper than what y'all think. It's dark. It's cynical. If Kendrick is telling you on a song, he does not write stuff that he doesn't mean. He has never just he writes fun things. He does not write songs. You think he's gonna joke about there's money in the streets and they could have hurt my family? My family could have lost their loved one, and you think he's just gonna put it just to rhyme? That's what J. Cole's ignorant ass does. All he want to do is rhyme and be clever, have a clever digital thesaurus handy. And he's talking about nothing. I just went over in my last live 5 days ago, him talking about no Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol? In a lyric, he don't even know what the hell he's talking about. That thing was whack as hell. That whole album is nah. I don't listen to people that have no intentions. They don't resonate with me. So I'm one of the few. That's why I said my first words in this live was I'm a few of a dying breed. I'm one of the people that doesn't pander. I'm stronger than a bunch of these content creators. I don't care if they have 1 million subscribers or 5 million subscribers. I'm not putting J. Cole on my wall. Are you crazy? Are you high? I can't put a pander because I stand on more business than these men. And I'm one of the people that can break down lyrics, that I'm intentional about reading lyrics. And I don't just be vibing to the inner crevices of the earth aimlessly without listening to what the hell I'm dancing to. If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars, and it don't make sense to me. You get me? I'm not one of them. And so people be like, oh, you biased. Hell yeah, then I'm biased. I'm gonna wear a cap that says I'm biased. Welcome to the savage. Listen, I don't care because, like I said, if I'm hanging with 10 people on my channel, then those are the 10 people that understand what the hell we talking about. There's not that many room for us because you listen to the content creators and they start sounding like they make sense, and then they're like, "But J Cole but Kendrick still might go." Yo, if you will put in paperwork, or you saw what Drake did, we won't forget 2009. Drake with a 70-year-old on stage, and that's not alleged because that's what you did. Okay, we not forgetting that. And you like, well, I still rock with his music, then that's on you. You bought that. You bought the whole Drake package. I'm not buying any of that. I don't care how many people gotta be added. You know, if respectfully, if Nas flips and tries to be pandering and acting crazy, then unfortunately I'm gonna lose that, that great rapper, and we're just gonna have to call a spade a spade. Thank you so much, James, for that. A crash dummy could have hurt his family for money, for Bitcoin. Yo, I will never. Yo, there'll be a hunt for freaking Drake. They will be a start a war. A war would have started, and it's not because, oh, we're Kendrick Lamar stands. I've been called that, and it's not that. It's that I'm not a stalker. I'm not doing crazy stuff, but I stand on business. I understand when somebody's speaking with clarity. What they didn't do anything for you. What has Drake? How has Drake uplifted you in his lyrics? This man's still talking like he's 18. You understand? Talking about chicks and stuff. Look at that awkward birthday party that he had with his son. You crazy out your mind? And that lady that he had a kid with. They had how you have your hand in your pockets with your little boy's birthday and you standing there like, all of them are awkward. So weird ish. Miss Lachelle said, "Can you tell the world who you want, the dangerous me or the famous me?" I love every single, and that's why my channel is called Sensitive Savage, because I can get deeper with this thing. I could get crazier. I'm having decorum, because he was still trying to get to know me. I stand on what I believe. If I want to do something, I like it. If I want to put 10,000 videos on this, that's why I started it. Rich said, "Deep and dark." Right? We are talking about PDF files that we watch on a concert with a 17-year-old. What else is there to explain? Well, it was legal in that state. I don't give a damn. That's still a child. Other issues relate to modern day slavery. They're trying to end little by little. So let's talk about Jay-Z real quick. He was, and that's another thing. Jay-Z is a powerful billionaire of hip hop, and it looks like he's compromised. And of course, in my opinion, he was interviewed for GQ magazine by Fraser Tharp, which is a sharp guy. He's in his mid 30s, young guy. He used to work for Complex as a writer, editor now, writer, but a very good interviewer for GQ magazine. He's been there since 2018, I guess, or something. Now JC, I just have like 5 or 6 talking points for Jay Z, or a few. Um, Jane said Tupac would have sided with Drake. Tupac would have fought Drake, would have found Drake, and would have fought him, would have trapped Drake, and it would have been something fired. He somebody would have got aired out. Tupac was way more aggressive than, and that's why they were like, "Oh, Kendrick is the whatever industry's darling." No, because he has a smooth delivery, but at the same time, he also is aggressive. Um, yeah. The first thing that Jay Z said is that he's heartbroken and enraged. He was heartbroken and enraged by the grape. I put a G in front of it. Allegations that he had. All I gotta say is, tell me who you hang with, and I'm gonna tell you who you are. You think I could hang with people that have accusations of PDF files, of doing all this stuff? Those are my friends that I'm gonna party with? Think again. Um, he also went on to say that he's proud of Blue Ivy, that she's musical. He said he's unbothered by the beef, the rap beef. He's unbothered. He said, "I'm effing Jay Z. I don't care that people involved him in the rap beef." And that's because, his sentiments are like, when he starts, and next he's gonna start talking about, oh yeah, next he said he regrets the beef with Nas, because he lost. When Nas put belt to ass and put that ether on him, nobody had heard anything like that. That was the best diss track until Kendrick came along. And what's your favorite diss track, chat, by the way, from Kendrick? But that just sounds like a loser. If Jay Z would have won, he would have been singing. I know why the the Cage verse sings. I know why he's saying this. He said, um, he he regrets beefing with Nas because Nas is a really nice guy. It doesn't sound like the real Jay Z, and that's why all these people be like, "Are they clones?" And like I said, Jay Z has a lot of $1 million handshake deals. He has a lot of deals. And I think that after the Super Bowl, the reason why he's going back and forth with the Super Bowl, that he said he supports putting Kendrick because Kendrick was the hottest thing out. But he also feels regret, like he thinks that the rap beef went too far. This is what I have to say about that. For me, I would say there's nothing with rap battles that's part of rap. You want to hold the title, J Cole. You want to keep calling yourself a goat and you don't battle. Get the hell out of here. You understand? But I would have been like, you just have to respect the rules. There's no women and children. There's no family. There's no like now battle rapping. They just say whatever. But when when they underground stuff, it's different. But Drake violated because he doesn't know the culture. Let me say that again. Drake doesn't know about rap battles. He doesn't respect women, in my opinion. He doesn't respect anything. He doesn't even respect the culture. So of course he hit below the belt. He, blink twice, I'll be there where you are. He talked about Kendrick's kids and wanted a blood test. Are you crazy? He's lucky he's still walking around. Somebody else would have crashed out. Somebody else would have crashed out and found that dude already. And Kendrick has decorum. Kendrick is a boogeyman with a heart because he knows how to move strategic. We don't want Kendrick in jail, but he got an army of crash dummies. Kendrick got an army of people that have been in jail and in out of jail and don't mind going back. And Smack being one of them, even though Smack is trying to have a show, trying to do the decent thing, but you don't know. I have seen hundreds of interviews and seen Kendrick's crew. They don't play. Either half of them are cribs, Pyrus, like they all over the place. And if you think that Kendrick's crew, the people that hang out, are not gonna go eight ish on somebody, just watch this unfold. Just watch it unfold. So he said, let me see what y'all saying. Jay Z is trying to change his public image because of the mess he's in. Listen, we're not gonna forget that you hung out with Diddy. Diddy was your boy brothers. Is that what y'all said? And I quote, okay? So you're okay with all the weird stuff? I mean, you had to have seen something, Jay Z. Come on now. Like I said in one of the comments, because people were like, "Oh, but Jay Z is good because he put Kendrick." Jay Z was used by God or the universe. You know how you could have someone like a bum that's just drinking and they give you a message. It's like, oh, it's like an angel. Somebody talk to you. People are used for a reason, for a season, or to stay. That toxic relationship that some of you have been in or some of us have been in, what happened? You learn from it. They were put there to do a job and teach you a lesson. So, like I said, Jay Z was put there. The job was to put Kendrick on a stage to tell his story and awaken the collective and the masses. And that was his job. Right after that, he probably met with the heavyweights, and they're like, "Oh, it's not good for battles or whatever." Why? Because J. Cole's album is probably gonna flop or whatever. J. Cole is still his boy. So for people that are confused about Jay Z, no, Jay Z is all about money. And they asked him the question. The guy asked a very good question. He said, "What do you think about people saying that billionaires, you had to do something negative to become a billionaire?" And Jay Z dodged that like it was the plague. He was like, he said some mumbo jumbo that sounded deep. He's like, you can't find you can put a price on moralities. You don't compromise your morals as long as you stay true to your morals. It was like a cue card, like somebody wrote a cue card for TV. Um, So he said that about, you know, the dollar amount on your morality. What's the dollar amount? They do some weird stuff that can't be explained. So, you know, it is what it is. Then he said that he's proud of J. Cole. And that, yeah, it took him a while. It took J. Cole a while to get it together, but he found his way. I don't understand that whole thing. And like, Jay Z did not even do a verse on J. Cole's project. J. Cole didn't do a verse on project. It would have given, because if J. Cole did a verse on Jizz project, when he went on tour, he would have had a reason to bring him out. Or I think now with all the comments that J. Cole is reading, because that dude reads comments. For unbothered people, they're sure very hot and bothered, respectfully. But he's gonna read all these comments of this interview, and he's all wishy washy and an emotional freak. So he's gonna get in his feelings, and he's probably gonna try to bring out Jid in the concert to make him feel better, to put a boo boo, you know, to put a band-aid on the boo boo, because he did not do right by that boy. And I don't even care for Jid like that, but he did not. Because if he had a song with Jid, he would have brought him out. He could have had an opportunity in this tour that he's going on to bring him out, to do a song together, and to make him shine. They want Baby Keem to shine. Kendrick has never done a concert in the middle of a highway, and he gave that creative opportunity and idea. They all concocted this idea for Baby Keem selflessly. They Kendrick has never did a surprise concert, and they concocted this idea for Prince Ali, like, you know, for Baby Keem, for King Keem, you know. They have done so many creative things, and then they have kept what is an artist in its inception, from the inception, to sign autographs, to meet people, to shake hands, to take pictures. They gave this boy Baby Keem the rollout of the gods. Meanwhile, Jid is in the was like a country music freaking song, theme song. She left me with the 5 kids in the rain. The end. The end. It's a sad is Baby Keem's rollout is a sight for sore eyes, and baby Jid was just left in the rain. Um, let's see what y'all saying. Exactly. Mr. Shaw said, right. Mr. Shaw. Jay Z has to keep a low profile. He has to. Well, it was actually a really big deal. That's why Diddy and Evil has to fall. So just imagine you hung out with Diddy all these years and you know nothing, Jay Z. You know nothing. Yo no sé nada. Like, you know nothing. You good? No peaky English. Like, he's like, you know, denying or moving or hiding or doing whatever. So I know that the motivation behind him saying, guys, let's get along, is to keep a profile of maturity, keep a handshake deal with these millionaires or billionaires that he has deals with, and also to appease J. Cole. But I digress. Let's see what else he said. He said he has no negative feelings. He had to explain that he has no negative feelings for J. Cole, because everybody was like, you hate J. Cole because you don't care about that. Not Baby Jid. Yeah, Baby Jid. Yeah, because they left him like an orphan, respectfully. They left that boy out in the rain to walk his way home, to make his way home by himself. It's like, yo, you sink or swim. You make it out of there. You make it back or not. And meanwhile, Baby Keem is like all happy, glowing. He's growing into himself. He got people behind him. Even in New York City, Scott Bridgeway was there. A bunch of people were in the back behind the scenes. Um, Wherever he goes, it's like plan. They're already planning stuff right now. God knows how amazing that tour is gonna be. And by the way, there's a bunch of tours, guys. Like, save your money. There's like all these people on tour. Jill Scott, Wale. I don't know if I'm gonna be up in that Jay Z stuff. And they had a million people in that queue. Jay Z. They had a million people. He's Baby Keem. Yeah, Baby Keem and Baby Jid. Baby Jid. Out of control. Let him, yeah, they're trying to let him find his way. Um, what else did he supports Kendrick and the Super Bowl? I feel like something happened with the Super Bowl when they met and they talked about like because they were they try to put them in a lawsuit also. So, you know, Drake is trying to do to appeal and he's trying to do the most, etc. And just like Cameron, that lawsuit, I kind of understood it because it's like, yo, we could communicate with the phone or we could communicate in court. And then in court, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost me, but I'm willing to do it just to get an answer from you. So I was with Cameron until he all like hypnotized or whatever, or they have brain control in this interview where he was like, the lawsuit wasn't going to go anywhere. That should be a T-shirt that we send to Cam. The lawsuit. I was just kidding. I might delete the lawsuit later. It's wild work. It's wild work. I never seen such a thing. You know how embarrassed I would be that I put a whole lawsuit and I was like, nah, guys, I was just kidding, and then do a live. That's how stupid they are. Because I would have been hiding in the center of the earth after that if I changed my mind. Not just like go live to tell all the people I might delete the lawsuit later, guys. I was just kidding. They are one big I was just kidding. Just like Drake. You think if Drake's album was that hot, it wouldn't be put out? It's gonna be dumpster juice when it comes out. And I don't care if he has the hottest beats that I ever heard in my life. My first question is gonna be who you stole it from and who did you not pay, Drake? What kid in Africa, like he did with Nokia, the only song that people didn't bleed people's ears was this kid in Africa, wherever, a young freaking kid. He was like 18 and he took his beat. And I put the video up of the kid making the beat that he made it years ago. I have the video uploaded. And that's why if Drake is like, oh no, that's the kid's beat. He claimed it already. So I might delete my album later. He should have deleted that whole fall of, well, it's deleted in my eyes. I'm not listening to that. You could pay me $1 million and I decline because I want to protect my ears. I try to listen to it just to bring the information, and that was like energy. I had to sage my entire house after that nonsense. It's just nonsense, stupid things. He does weird sexual references. He loves talking about a noose around the neck. He is a weirdo. He doesn't resonate with me. And for me, when I see J. Cole laugh, it's weird and scary to me. I don't know who's calling him handsome. You know, check your eyes, because he's a very scary energy. Let's see what y'all saying, because I know I could go crazy. I also think Jay-Z is trying to form an army to get behind him because he knows Diddy will be getting out in 2 years. Diddy will come for him. Yeah, he's that's a strategy. We know. Listen, I know for a fact that's not Jay Z, not Marcy Projects. Jay Z, come on now, Jay Z. You were hungry back in the day, and now you like um uh, a very mature, I'm gonna say, white man in a farm somewhere in God knows where, Utah or something. You know what I mean? Like you talking like, I don't know, one of these white old. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because there's some cool white people doing fun dances, and the dab on TikTok right now, and they entertain the hell out of me. But he just sounds like one of these old. And he even said it. He's like, I know it sounds like I'm pointing, wagging my finger at you. He knows. He did that disclaimer. He said that in the interview because he knew he wasn't gonna sound like himself. It's like a footnote. Hey, blink twice, Jay Z, if you're, been threatened with your life by another trillionaire or millionaire. Blink twice, I'll be there where you are. The word Duffy was by accident. Oh, okay. Duffy. That's fine. I take it. I like it. Duffy. Dumb Puffy. Duffy. Yo, we might create something, might delete the lawsuit later. It's exactly what it is. Listening to Jay-Z, it's like And Jay-Z was had bangers. I ain't gonna say didn't have bangers. And I liked his like when he was like, he used that sample, "You belong to the city," the city. That thing was crazy. You should reach out to Jalopy to do a collab. It's cool, but the problem with Jalopy, like, it's cool, but a lot of people at me and they told me about his live and everything, and send me stuff about it. But it's like, I just want to make sure people stand on, that we have similar visions all the way through. Because I'm going to do all the way through. I know that he talks about, centering yourself and a lot of the points. And people have told me that before. But I need to stand on business. And also, there's a lot that goes with doing a collab. For example, one of my subscribers was talking about the collab that they were mentioning me. A couple people mentioned me on. There was a live, I guess, last week or a few days ago, and it was just, I heard crazy things about it. People was just getting cursed out, and some of my subscribers were getting cursed out because they were talking about Kendrick and J. Cole, and they looked like, to them, they were saying there was like glazing or something of, or I don't know. Just like, I stand on my vision. I respect a difference of opinion as well. But it's like, if I'm gonna be deep, I'm gonna go and see it through. I'm gonna see it all the way. I'm not gonna deviate and be like, but J. Cole. On another hand, J. Cole this and that. I'm not gonna deviate. I'm a soldier. You understand? I'm not gonna deviate. I'm gonna be a savage all the way through with what I believe. And it's okay to have a difference of opinion. Because my first collab, we have difference of opinion, but there's a level of respect and there's an energy. I go with energy. I don't respect people like just cursing out. I'm like Kendrick. Why? Because I'm not gonna be cursing out my subscribers or being nasty to them. I don't go for that. And if you watching that in the sidelines and laughing about it, I don't condone that. I'll block you quietly. Silence is golden. That's the boogeyman. So you don't need to put all that energy into it. And it's like everything could be taken away in an instant. Just like you got your channels thriving, it could all end. YouTube could shut you down. It could happen to all of us. So I'm gonna see my vision through all the way, and there's a lot that goes in with it because we gotta set some rules. Like, y'all not gonna be cursing out my subscribers, because I swear to God, I wish you would. I wish y'all getting to know me. I don't play that game. I don't play that game. And some of my peoples was adding me. They sent me information. They told me, like, go watch number, this whatever, and it was crazy in there. They were talking about smacking subscribers and all that, and I don't condone that. I'm a savage with a heart. It's a level of respect. Like I said, you gotta have some decorum. So we gotta have some real good rules put together. And it's not that I'm conceited or anything, because I know I'm a small channel, but listen, I'm very connected. I'm connected somewhat. People know I'm a little connected. I make moves. I speak to some people. I get information and stuff, but I'm still humble. You still got to know that everything could be taken away. But thank you. A lot of people you like the fourth person that said that. But I feel you. I understand, because he gets deep and and everything. But we gotta set some rules. Because you come over here talking to my members and my subscribers like that, it's off with your head. I don't give a damn. So, and it's more like the person that he did the collab with that was saying that, but he was just standing by. So, okay, my feelings of what happened with Usher. So yeah, that was pretty much Jay-Z. Now we're pretty much done. But where was I? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna say it again real quick, but then I'm gonna answer. That's a very good question. Thank you, member Thelma. We so happy you're here. Um, the Usher. I'm gonna just say about the Usher, and I'm gonna come back, Texas. I'm right here with you, girl. I ain't going nowhere. The Usher, man. Usher should have. Usher would have blown that mansion up, that Diddy mansion up. His youth, it's the saddest, sickest thing. His youth was robbed from him. God knows what he went through, what they had him do, allegedly, what he's seen, the sadness in his eyes. And I remember when he went to the GNX tour, That boy was healing on stage with some scissor. You know, scissor was all loving on him and everything, and was really hugging him and stuff. And he was more into her than his own wife. Respectfully, again, I have the unpopular opinion. The energy with him and his wife, he's very dismissive with her. He don't want to touch her. It's like weird. You understand? And I think he's been through so much. You know, allegedly they were like, that's his stalker. He married his stalker. There's a lot of stuff being said. But him confronting Usher's a weirdo. I don't rock with Usher. Usher's crazy. Usher was one of the people that oversaw him and kind of raised him in Diddy's house. Let me say that again. They lived in Diddy's house. Diddy's currently in jail, not for being an angel and a saint. And Justin was part of that. Man, Justin, throw hands, man. I'm with you. Throw them hands. Throw them bows. Like, nah. There's so much anger that he has and resentment and God knows what. Like, you could see it. I feel terrible for him. And yeah, I don't Usher. Like I said, Usher's a weirdo. Like, remember when Usher came in and he looked like Dracula at the premiere a couple of years ago? At some no Met Gala or something. He looked like he just drank blood. Like, what the hell? That was wrong with Usher, respectfully. And yes, he has bangers. Yes, he could say, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You know, we're not going to forget about that STD claim, boy. Like, that girl went live, and man, it's a whole press conference. I can't. I don't mess with Usher. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Shell. Like, I can't. Like, it's just so much negativity. And if you telling me you one of the people that raised, and Justin Bieber, respectfully, but his mom is trash. You think I'm gonna let my kid go nowhere near a house? Man, you coming home. Where we going? Where we signing? I got a lawyer with me and a bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't even keeping whoever drops off their kid over there just for money. Again, people that do stuff with intentions of having money are sick to their soul. They will compromise everything for money. So yeah, Texas. What happened was some of my members, or some people were in a live that I guess Jalopy was, and with someone else. I ain't even mentioning the person because I don't even care. Like, I just, but that they recently had was like cursed out, disrespected a bunch of people, because they were saying that they were glazing and defending. They were saying the people, allegedly, my subscribers were saying their opinion. They don't rock with Cole, and they were in the live was just like talking about excusing Cole's. You know, a lot of people like to excuse Cole's behavior and his negativity and his sneaky hate and backhanded compliments and stuff like that. And a lot of people was just like, and some people have mentioned me in the live, like, oh, okay, somebody was put in timeout because they said like, yo, Cesar Savage and Charles, now that is a different person. I'll consider that. That's somebody I resonate with way more. Um, were were the only people telling the truth. They were saying. So some of my subscribers were mentioning us and saying that we're the only ones that keep it real with the J. Cole stuff. We're the only, I told you I could count with one hand the people. And maybe it might be a very small content creator. I rock with them. I would quicker put somebody with 10 subscribers and do a collab with them that is real, and that is calling a spade a spade. So that's what happened. Texas, if you're still here, thank you so much. Your comments are funny, by the way. Texas, I'm gonna let you crash out on people that are these bots and these OV hoes in the chat. Y'all be regulating, but y'all regulate good. Like I just be, what happened with Texas, like, I know y'all be crashing out. I just be like, let me remove like these haters. That's why the Sensitive Savage streets are kind of smooth, because I remember that one comment that I'll never forget. It's so funny. And OV Ho was like, holy glaze factory. How come everybody's glazing Kendrick in this channel so peacefully? That thing took me out. That thing took me out. It's one of the funniest things I ever read. Yeah. So Miss Thelma said, yes, we need therapy to get through all the trauma he went through. Usher lost my respect, the way he did Beaver. Like, it's just crazy. It's just honestly crazy. Whatever went on, let me connect this thing. Whatever went on with Usher, it wasn't good. I'm gonna say it again. The person that helped raise Usher is currently in jail, and it's something ain't right. Something ain't right. You know, something ain't right. I'm not saying whatever, but it's allegedly so. But you know, um, so yeah, I mean, as things go on, I'm gonna keep breaking stuff down. I'm gonna start closing this out, but thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna do a breakdown of the Heart Part 4, because the Heart Part 4 and a lot of other prophetic songs, Kendrick has been prophesizing a bunch of stuff. There's like tracks that are little freestyles and little whatever, and I'm trying to gather them or do one at a time. Thank you so much for the hearts, by the way. Because there's so much, I gotta break that down. I'm gonna do a pre-recorded video, and I think I'm gonna break that down. The Hard Part 4. I've been freaked out about the Hard Part 4. I love the Hard Part 4, and it's freaky how accurate Kendrick was. And look out for Detox and Euphoria, and but older songs too. He's been saying what was gonna happen. He's been saying it, and there's some things that people can't explain. So there's some people that are half woke. You understand? There's some people that are like, no, it's just a coincidence. That's all. Okay, so how many times do we have to have a coincidence? I would have crashed out. Let me see. Oh, Texas, you heard what I said, right? You heard that what I said that happened, and I'm happy to connect with y'all during the daytime. Like I mean, during a week a work day. I would have crashed out and been put in timeout with my other members. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. And so it's so cute because some of them, when he's speaking about ordering some pizza, yeah, that was crazy. When Puff Daddy talking about ordering pizza, people believe that's a code. That's a code. It's some weird shit going on. It's too many crazy things. Um, but yeah, Texas, I would have been put in timeout for sure. I would have been blocked because I would have went off. Because people they weren't cursing. They were, because I saw it. I saw the parts that were sent to me, and people were just saying, like, people bigging up the channel and Charles channel. I would love to collaborate with him. Um, and I'll say that because he stands on business. Like I said, he's one of the few people that can count on my one hand that doesn't budge and sees what I see. A lot of people don't see what we see. Or if you resonate with this and you agree with this live, we're the few, the proud, the real that can see. You understand? Kendrick on Whacked Out Mural said exactly, that's another prophecy. That's why I read it, because it went with that whack ass interview. Did y'all check out the interview with J. Cole and Cameron? Did y'all check it out? No? It's gonna piss you off. You're gonna be like, this is a joke. It was nauseating when they put that girl on talking about just she just was like all googly eyes over J. Cole. She was all like in love with J. Cole and asked him some stupid questions. But whatever. And Cameron is a spineless worm. Like, he was just nothing. He turned into mush in that whole interview. He asked a little better questions than Nadeska, and then he just turned to mush. So I don't even know what the hell that was. I promise you. Like, it's just sad and crazy. If I was Kendrick, I would be okay. And listen, in my life, I've lost a lot of people because when every level you grow, everybody can't go. I'm gonna say it again. Every level you grow, everybody can't go. So with dead weight, you can't travel light. You cannot travel light with all this dead weight. J. Cole dead weight, Drake the deadest weight. Like, just losers that do inappropriate things that are horrendous. And if everything that Kendrick is saying about putting money in the streets for him, yo, that's unforgivable. Unforgivable. Unforgettable and unforgivable. There's ain't no way in hell, heaven, and the skies above that you put money out and inconvenience my family and hurt my family. Like, cause nah, he don't know how to battle. He wanna be hard so bad. And look what happened. When people crash dummies, and with Tupac, rest in peace, Biggie. Come on now. People don't know. Like Kendrick said, it was supposed to be a fun exhibition within the game, but you messed up when you call my family's name. Are you crazy? And asking for little kids to have a blood test, unfreaking forgivable, man. I'll smack. Yo, I swear to goodness, let me calm down. Let me calm down, cause the irritation I'm on 20, like out of 10. You tell me to tell kids to take a blood test and just for your antics, your stupidity. Who the hell are you? You know, Drake has the only nerve. There's so many weird things, unexplainable stuff. The dog situation. There's so many unanswered questions. It's way too much going on. He's been in and out of court. Y'all don't know all the times that he goes to court because he kind of does it quietly until that man did a sketch on him and was like, oh, this person was in court. He didn't even know it was Drake. That's how many times that dude be going to court. Keeping this one quiet, keeping that one quiet. All the alleged babies or people that just so happen to look like Drake. He got a lot going on. He got tissues and he got issues and no tissues. Like that dude is cooked. Drake is cooked. I don't care about this album. I don't care how banging they think it is. He's never gonna surpass the levels of Kendrick. Never. Never gonna surpass. He doesn't write like Kendrick. He doesn't write. And people over here, content creators, saying, "Oh, Drake writes when he really wants to." Drake don't even write his name. I doubt that he knows how to write his own name. Come on now, give him zero credit, because you could tell when the ghostwriters left the building, that shit got crazy whack. When the ghostwriters left the building, and J. Cole too, it's grippy. I know J. Cole writes, but it's still, we not forgiving you for grippy. We never gonna forget. It's it's no grippy and Wakwan Delilah. Yeah, the ghostwriters wanted to get paid. That's what happened. James, the OG rappers are compromised. Some of them, not not Nas, not Rakim. They are overpowered by the industry. The OGs. Not all OGs. That's just some. That's Jay-Z gets put in a box with that because Malice and Clips, they're standing on business. And there's a bunch of smear campaigns, but the difference is Malice was not hanging out with Puff Daddy for years on end. Jay-Z was, okay? So and Pusha was not hanging out with Puff Daddy for years on end, doing parties, calling each other brothers and stuff. So you hanging with somebody for years on end, and then Jay, you saw nothing, my guy. You saw nothing, really. Nah, something's funky. So some people are compromised. Some OGs are compromised, but who do y'all think is compromised from the OGs? Some people, and I don't like back and forthers. Like for example, Joe Biden, he goes back and forth. I don't. So it's like a clock. A broken clock can still be right twice a day, I suppose. And he'll say something. Academics just came out and said that he hates J. Like basically, he hates J. Cole. J. Cole is flop, is soft, is all this and that. But he's still on Drake's Academy, Glaze Academy. you know. And he gave, sadly, academics gave props to Kendrick by saying that he stand on business, that he really hates y'all. It was a funny rant. I don't know if I might put it. Academics is like, again, a court gesture to me, a clown that makes me laugh, just like Drake. And he was saying that he gives Kendrick props because he hates you for good. Like it's legit hate, and he's standing on hating. And J. Cole's still trying to fake apologize. This thing was like, in case it happens, like a kind of like an apology, but that might be deleted later, this interview. But he praised Drake way more in this interview. I'll have you know. Texas says, I know it's over when you say I swear for God. Then I know my girl's beyond her. I'm beyond. I'm beyond. I'm tight. I'm gonna be a savage and say I'm tight. I'm tighter than a brand newborn female. I'm tight. Okay, calm down, calm down, calm down. that was a little much. Have have a little, just be decent. Cause I know, like the regular me outside, boy, I tell you, I'm trying to give you little doses of savage. Cause some of y'all just, but within measure. Like I said, that's why Kendrick and I have a lot in common. Cause we could be potty mouths. But yeah, that was surprisingly. So yeah, throwing funny. Yeah, some of y'all like that. Some of y'all are freaky deakies. Nah. Well, I'm the one that said it, right? I mean, they are scared of speaking against Drake. They're scared for their life. They're scared for their life. They can't speak against the sheep plan without risking their lives. Yeah, and Drake is is in a ball of confusion. That boy don't know what is happening. He don't know where he's at. He's in the center of the earth digging for Twizzlers or something, or trying to see if it's filled with Tootsie Rolls or Twigs. I don't know. He don't know what he want to do. He don't know where he's going. He's lost. They're fighting for their lives. Like I said, while Kendrick is singing about booty, you know, and harmonizing about booty, loving on your booty. And that's unbothered. That's the definition of unbothered. Some booty meat is wild. Y'all are wild. But and these guys are like trying to strategize. Should I put it out today or tomorrow or the 5th of February? When should I put this ice thing? Kill it, kill it all. So, like I said, it's gonna be comedy if he does put that album out. They all just some funny's going on. Like I said, they all compromise. Jay Z is being weird because he could have still said, don't mention children and families. Rap battles are fine because he has a voice, so he influences people. But we that know, we know that ain't the real Jay Z. Something's going on. So, yeah, it is what it is. I don't even care. I don't even care. They could burn slow. They could all burn slow. And no matter how many people come at Kendrick, they're not gonna prevail. They're not gonna succeed. They're trying. Oh boy, they're trying. And that's what Kendrick predicted and whacked out murals, that there's so many enemies. Imagine that boy is keeping track of that. Kendrick is keeping track of all that, but he does have an army himself. He got people that will. Jay Reel's known him for over 20 years. The end. Like, they were freaking 9, 10 years old. Like, are you kidding me? They were in elementary school. So, or, you know, in middle school, some of them. So and that's why he keeps the same people around. Think about it. The people that have longevity, Kendrick studies people. So he studied them to make sure that they didn't, they don't be telling secrets. You tell secrets, you spill out the secrets of rollouts. That's why Baby Keem's rollout was a surprise. We didn't know what the hell was going on. So the camp keeps secrets, like they're loyal to the soil. They are loyal to Kendrick. And the second that you're not loyal to Mr. Morale, boy, you out the door. You are out the door. Because that's what even happened with a lot of people were asking, oh, how come they didn't put that dancer? I forgot her name. That she was in the Not Like Us video and everything, and they didn't even put her on the tour because there was a little discrepancy with her opening her mouth, allegedly. And no can do. Kendrick said no, not now, not ever. Because a lot of people like wondering, and they coming up with ideas. No, it's she had a dentist appointment. She had a that's her. Yeah, that's her, Mr. Shaw. Yeah, Storm. She had whatever. You don't think it's strange? She was a main dancer. Like, and I know some people like, oh, he uses certain dancers for certain things and certain whatever, but I have information of what happened, because you signing, you're not supposed to be putting stuff online or doing whatever. And a lot of the dancers were dismissed because there were some people that were supposed to continue, be on the tour, just do a lot of stuff, and maybe they work in the future, but yeah. Yeah, he knew this would happen. He was preparing for this moment for years. He was, listen, when God puts you on a mission and on a public big stage of thousands, you are chosen to do this. They didn't choose Drake. You are chosen. So with this, with great power comes great responsibility, like they said in Spider-Man, you know? So you're gonna have a lot of enemies. I just be feeling bad sometimes because I'm like, damn, another one bites the dust. How the hell the man that puts him on the Super Bowl is not gonna be like, oh, because he was just used for that. That was his job. I heard the same thing that she was talking. Thank you, Miss Michelle. Thank you, because a lot of these people be like, "Yo, you capping." They think I'm not. Listen, I'm humble because I don't tell you who I do say that I speak to some people, but I speak to some people for real, and I'm trying to make those networking connections. I'm trying, y'all. And I spoke to Jay Real yesterday for a brief, and I was so happy that I was able to exchange little words. But no, I got the information. That's what I'm saying. Like, and yeah, because I don't really, her energy's weird to me. Like I said, I don't like that many people because they just move funny. And Kendrick, like I said, when you cross him, he's done. So that's what happened. Like, and that's what keeps happening. And that's why, and I think in the process, Kendrick lost some good friends that he really messed with. Like, I think he really messed with J. Cole back in the day. They were so funny. They had so much fun. It's sad. It's gotta be, it has to have hurt him to know that this person was pandering back and forth with the enemy, with Drake, who can't stand him. Drake, was trying to use Kendrick, and he wasn't able to. So, that's all that's been going on. I don't know what else y'all want to mention while y'all have me here, but I'm gonna try to do those breakdowns. And let me know what other breakdown you think I should do. I'm gonna do definitely the hard part four. Crazy, the hard part four. The other hearts are so important. I've been dissecting them. Oh, Miss Marianne, they were not good friends. They were, they hung out for a few years, and a lot of the videos, and they were on each other's tours and stuff. Not Kendrick and Drake, but Kendrick and J. Cole had a little time where they were going, and you see a lot of the videos that I've been uploading, that it's like J. Cole put him in his tour, like let him pop out and surprise. And Kendrick brought out J. Cole as well. They did that like a few times. They did that a few times. He didn't do that with Drake like that many times. He quickly realized he can't stand Drake. He realized how fake Drake was. But yeah, so it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I just hope he continues to be cool. I'm glad that he's cool with Black Hippie, and they didn't fold. They didn't bend. They didn't get compromised, and they stand for Kendrick. They don't play games. Like, even Soul says, if they have a problem with Kendrick, they got a certain problem with me. And J Rock, he is about that fighting life. He don't care. He's still calling him little bro. Like, hey, like that's a little homie. They have so much endearment for him. Like, they have so much love for him. And Q is his partner in crime. So I really still have faith that they're gonna do a Black Hippie album, which I think. And let me know anything else you want me to break down. But yeah, I'm so glad to see y'all. Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Like, thank you for understanding that, because a lot of people, whenever I talk about like Storm, they were like, no, no, it's perfectly fine, dude. It is not. It is not. Decline. So thank you for being here. And that's my opinion. And like I said, I am part of the unpopular opinion, because these content creators, this is another prime example why I started my own channel, because I was just sitting there getting mad and saying, I know I could do this better, or I can just bring forth some truth. And I did something about it. I was like, if it's just one person, because people are like, you have a problem, to fix it. Don't know what I did, and I've been doing it. I was brave enough to get over a lot of my fears, and fear of failure, fear of whatever, and I'm doing this because this resonates with me and the people that listen to me. And the people that are drawn to me, we're in alignment with the same thought, the same kind of minds. Because they can fool a lot of people, they can't fool us. I know Cameron cannot fool me. If you look at Cameron's interview and be like, no, I understand him, you don't respect like a man that stands on business. Like I said, might delete the lawsuit later. That's all. It might delete later. That's what their name should be. You know, they throw rocks, hide hands, and Drake is trying to. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to beat Kendrick. He doesn't know what else to do. He's lost. He's lost in the sauce. He's delusional. Hi, how you doing? I'm not into fakeness, and that's why a lot of people that hear me, and I've gotten already all the like a bunch of hate. Oh, you will stand, you will this, you then. If you think I'm glazing Kendrick, then glaze me the up. Then glaze me. I'm gonna swim in that glaze then, because if I'm glazing the truth, then I'm gonna glaze the truth. Cause I'm not glazing somebody that's kissing a 17-year-old on stage. Decline. So glaze me the up. Then I don't care. And that's why I was like, yo, I gotta do this tonight because I don't care if 10 people watch me or whatever. There's too many content creators that are compromised that I looked up to. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Well, y'all defending this punk ass. Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? It's sickening. And all this narratives, it seems like, everybody's not on Kendrick's side. It's crazy. Like, we got to watch the party die. Like he said, a bunch of people just eliminating themselves. Kendrick is the party. The new party is coming. It's like the new Black Panther party. That's symbolic for a lot of things. All the fake people are ending. The party has to die. All their parties are shut off. Who's the biggest party? The biggest party person, Diddy. That party died. Boom. Now y'all understand what he's talking about? The party had to die, and it has to, and it's still going on. These parties are still being shut down. People being shut down. Cameron decided to take Drake's L's, and J. Cole's L. They joined forces, and he played himself. Cameron can't bring out another lawsuit. Who the hell's gonna believe that? Who's gonna believe that? A judge is gonna play him out. Yeah, it's a new dawn of a new era. Yeah, kind of came off lame and soft. That's what I said. Yeah, you just joining us, right? Thank you, Miss Marianne. Oh, he was a freaking vanilla ice cream on a warm July summer day on the concrete. They were soft. They were out of control. Like, yeah, that's how I describe. That's yeah. I was like writing. I took notes and I was like, I couldn't believe this stuff. I couldn't believe Cameron might delete the lawsuit later. That's what we're calling him. Just unbelievable, unbelievable. You're gonna have a whole, and then that's the interview you wanted. You wanted that interview. This is the thing about stupid people. They don't know when they're embarrassing themselves. I would have asked the earth to open up so I can just hide in the center of it. And they don't know, that they're embarrassing themselves. I wouldn't have done that interview at all to just be a slimy little worm and just be like, no, no, it was never going to get to that. Oh, thank you so much for renewing your membership. So happy. Thank you so much. I pray she's well. Yeah, I mean, and the whole family watching this, and Kendrick's family just watching all this hate towards him and all this nonsense must be taking a serious toll. You understand? And then when Kendrick's kids, and by the way, Kendrick's son looked like squabble up. Like he looked like he gonna be he don't play no games. That's like Boogeyman Part 2. Um, because and his daughter too, like they're gonna grow up and see all this stuff that their dad had gone through and all these haters and all this stuff when they have, a little bit more discernment. It's gonna be crazy. Um, and yeah, we talked about Jay-Z flip-flopping and protecting his $1 million deals behind the scenes and defending J. Cole and acting like he don't know rap, like he's never done a battle, and I said it's because he was ethered. Um Nas took him to Suplex City. Nas took him to Magic Mountain, Funtime Junction, Great Adventure. Like he took them, he dragged them with that ether. That ether was nothing to f with. Like there's nothing to come back from that. Ether was crazy. It was crazy. There's no way. And Sheether was crazy too from Remy Ma. That and Nikki is all over the universe too. Thank you so much for that super chat, Miss Marianne. I appreciate you. So it's just it's inconceivable what we watched. If you watch that interview and both interviews, it's like you're shaking your head. And like Lachelle said, Jay Z is protecting, is coming off as the reasonable, level headed guy because it ain't over with Jay Z. I don't think it's over with those allegations. I don't think it's over. He said he was so hurt from the grape allegation, but I don't think it's over. Respectfully, I do not think it's over. I really feel like he hung out with Diddy long enough. Like I said, he hung out with Diddy long enough. You know, so yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that and for your being here and everything. And yeah, I'll be doing these things like if the issue if the shit hits the fan and it gets crazy, like it was just like all these interviews and stuff, and I just wanted to react right away and not let it pile up for the week, and then there's gonna be because these people be doing too much, right? These celebrities in hip hop, there's so much going on. By the time I go live, it's gonna be like a four part docket, a sleeve this big of stuff to discuss. And we got to get ready to discuss to cover Baby Keem's tour, which that was hard trying to get tickets to that, but yeah, we're okay, we got them. I, I was pissed watching. I told you, anybody that has common sense will be pissed watching that waste of time of an interview. I called it 7 instead of 7 minute drill. It was a 7 minute NyQuil, 70 minute NyQuil. That's what I called it. Jay call you later. Jay might delete later. That was a waste of time. It was all hype and stupidity. It was stupid. It was annoying. We can grab our popcorn and ice cream and keep watching the party die. Yep. And I'll be posting it and I'll be going live to interact. Yeah, it was a waste of time. Kendrick's absolutely watching all this unfold. I would love to be a fly on the wall where Kendrick watched that interview tonight or whatever. you know, I be asking the people questions that are connected with him. They tell me little tiny, I'm trying to be respectful also. But just think about it. Kendrick was cracking, had to be cracking up because all his lyrics are just coming to life. All his lyrics are just, manifesting in real time. All of it. All of it. Plenty of artists, plenty of opinions, but no power to stand on it, no power to see it through. J. Cole and Jay Z are pretty much cooked. I don't care how much money they have. That's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this live. And again, I'm going to be breaking down the Heart Part 4 and other songs. I have a list of songs that are really eerily prophetic from Kendrick. I have a list. I don't know how I might do a little bit all together or just one at a time, but that Hard Part 4, man, and look out for Detox. He already been mentioning Canada years ago, over a decade. So he knew how this was gonna play, but people are scared to think of that, to know that Kendrick knew. Think about it. If you have an enemy, like if you have somebody that you dated that's toxic, in your head, your intuition has been screaming, they're gonna cheat on you, they're gonna lie to you. You kind of pretty much know. If you learn from your mistakes, you know what their next move is gonna be. It's easy because you're running on high intuition. You've leveled up beyond the 3D world. You're vibrating very high, so it's easy for him to do it. for the mere mortals and regular folks, they don't understand how somebody can see and know what the next move. If they were to battle right now, Kendrick would know his next song, even if nobody helped them. You know. Thank you so much. Love the reaction. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Yeah, whoever was here, man, we had to duke it out. We had to talk. We had to dish this out because this was it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Little people like us, like, and we're not little. We're great in spirit. Have we're better. Like all the celebrities are not all that they're cracked up to be. Lesson learned. Cause look, your idols can become your rivals because I swear to God, like, what the hell are these people on? We got more integrity in our pinky than they have in their whole body. Like, we stand for something. Jesus, that means that people are lying or haven't learned their lesson. Because if you learn your lesson, if you dealt with someone, a family member, anybody that's messed up and toxic, and they did you dirty, you're not messing with them again. So for the people that think that that Drake is doing a song with J. Cole, something like that, I don't know. I don't know about all that. I really doubt it. Spirit Medium, he don't rap, brother. Yeah, I truly enjoyed. Thank you so much. It was so great to see y'all. Just keep looking out. I'm putting as much as I can. I'm exhausted, but I'm gonna put a bunch of unreleased songs. That last one that I just put today, it didn't get blocked. Thank goodness. A lot of Kendrick bangers, yo, bangers. I'm like, ain't no way, Kendrick. You gotta stop throwing these songs out. I'm telling you. I even said that to who did I speak to? I said that to somebody. Tell Kendrick, stop throwing away songs, man. We gotta get LeBron to to have him, put out these unreleased tracks. They're fire. Listen to that. If y'all get a chance, some of the songs, the unreleased playlist, and I'm gonna be putting up. So just look out for more. The Jig is Up. Yup, that's another good one. He doesn't mention. He does mention when they were on good terms. Yeah, the Jig is Up. Yeah, there's just so much. I go crazy. I literally go crazy thinking about how much stuff I have. And look, because I have over 8,000 files. Okay? I'll just say that. Over 8,000 files of stuff, of images, pictures, videos, whatever. So, and there's still more. And I still have more that people giving me and that I find that I'm like, I don't even have room to store it in. Like, I need a terabyte or something. Like, I need a whatever. Um, I can't even put it out fast enough, So thank you. I feel blessed by that because don't worry about content. I got, a lot of. I specialize in. I'm the K plug because people like, what's your channel? It's about whatever I want. Like, I like, people that I like and specializing in Kendrick. I'm the K plug. I got stuff. There's some channels and there's some people that got good Kendrick content, but yeah, I got enough stuff too. I hold my own. I can hold my weight. I can hold my own. I can hold my own. I know at Texas. I know you like that thing. That and Miss Marianne. Y'all be liking stuff in Miss Lachelle. Like some of the pictures that I have, they're like, where the heck did you get this from, girl? I have a picture of Kendrick. Um, on his flight. I have to put that up. He was like, you know, laying down like he was so tired after I think one of the shows and stuff. They're like, where you come up with this stuff, girl? Cartoons and series, one of my favorite. That's what's up. I uploaded him singing cartoons and series, which is very rare. Live. I just posted it last week, or if you just type on the search. If you're doing it from a computer, just type cartoons and cereal on my page. Love your videos and your music. Yeah, no matter how many views we get, my music is the music that I like, and just stuff that it reaches my soul. I'm very intentional. When people listen to music, they just want to just dance sometimes aimlessly. I'm listening to the production behind. I'm listening to arrangements and instrumentation, and of course, I'm listening to lyrics, but I'm also listening to the inflections in the intonation of the way people are saying stuff. So I'm on some other so I really, when people be like, oh, I love music, no, I'm obsessed. Probably I'm like my own, I have my own doctor's degree in my head, on musical arrangements. I listen to symphonies and classical. I listen to a bunch of stuff, and I just study things and whatever speaks to me. So I'm glad that you guys like um, the stuff that I put up. Some people don't. Some people, But thank you so much. I know you're new to my channel. Welcome, Edward. And also I want to just say thank you to the people that mention me, my subscribers. When y'all mention me and y'all want me to check out your channel, I do. I've been checking out. That's why I've been leaving like comments or likes and stuff on your channel. Y'all funny. Some of your channel, like, and shout out to you, Ezra, because you mentioned me or whatever. I had a mention, and some of the stuff on your channel, like, it's funny, it's cute, like defending Kendrick. I have to defend Kendrick again. That's funny. I bet going be going. Okay, so take care, everybody. Yes, have a good spring break. Have a good, yeah. I'll see you, soon. Whenever you guys are available, just join me in a live, or just look out for the stuff that happens. And I'm still on high alert for Baby Keem acting like a Pokemon and me having to find his next appearance, and the tour is starting and it's too much, and I'm still in queues trying to get tickets to Wale, and it's different people, and it's just a lot. Everything is a lot. Like I said, but thank you so much for being here. We'll catch you next time.